Let me say like this. I don't mind anybody asking me a question. You can ask me whatever you ask.
I'm not. I don't care.
But
that's not my business. I'm not thinking about you and another woman.
If somebody disrespects, it's another level.
Oh, I can't even imagine somebody disrespecting me.
Exactly.
No, I'm gonna tell you straight up. You be the craziest one asking about somebody's girl or a personal joint, but can't nobody even say nothing to you about nothing.
So I guess the reason why I even wanted to come into that, because I'm gonna be a hypocrite with two ways. One is because it's either people like DJ Envy, and then it's like. And the matter of fact, I know exactly why. I brought that in because DJ, when we was talking last week about light-skinned Keisha and her fiance and baby father, why he don't acknowledge his kid or why it shouldn't be public. Again, when I was telling you, because you are newer to the podcast space, perfect example was when Diddy called him out. You cannot sit on this microphone every day for the last 13 years and ask people the wild questions you ask them about their relationship or family or whatever else they got going on. And then as soon as somebody bring up your wife, it's a hissy fit. You can't. It's just certain things like you absolutely are not allowed. It just don't work like that. It sound crazy. People gonna look at you crazy, and then it's just like a conversation that don't have to be like, what we doing right now? So I do appreciate Diddy for calling DJ Envy out on that one, and I do think DJ Envy kind of lives in a delusional space where you and your wife got a New York Times bestseller. So your wife is a celebrity now. So the same way you talk about other people in their celebrity relationships, your wife is a celebrity. You have a New York. There's a lot of people that put out books and don't have New York Times bestseller. Y'all faces on the cover as a couple. Your wife is a celebrity, dog. Y'all done did TV runs. Y'all done did every mainstream Good Morning show or TV shows or whatever it is, dog. Your wife is a celebrity. You can't sit here and act like she's not. Like he want people to act like, oh, this is just my wife. She's not a celebrity. No, she's a celebrity.
But even with Envy in that, I feel like he's one of those type that's trying to, I want to keep my image, a good image.
I don't necessarily know if he's trying to keep his image. I think he's just trying to be able to do one thing and not allow other people to do the same with him. Like you want to be able to speak in whatever. And that was Tyrese. One of Tyrese's biggest beefs with him is like, dog, I was there for you through the midst of your breakup, and now you not even showing me no type of grace at all when I was going through whatever I was going through. So I felt what Tyrese was saying. Like after that whole little interview, I understand that what they doing now on social media is corny, but I do appreciate Diddy kind of like you don't ask me no questions about my relationship if nobody can't talk to you
and
back.
that's what I say. I get it. I understand it with Diddy and where he came from, but I just feel like even with Envy, when you compare to like with him and the light skinned Keisha, I just feel like that's all we known them for. Like I said, the other guy, we don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't know them for their whole relationship shit. So for you to sit here and like, yeah, you talk about everybody else, but now when it comes to you, you don't want to talk about it. But how can you ask questions, but we can't ask you questions? And I mean, and I get it. I mean, I understand. I don't fault Diddy for asking that.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why I said I'll be a hypocrite, I do believe it's two type of men in the world. I respect Nicki's husband a little bit, but it's corny because of the age. Like if he was younger, if they was in their 30s, cool, I get it. I can respect it. Like you playing with my wife or y'all however you feel, it is what it is. But I can't not. You too old. And I think Nicki don't realize you are like number wise, you can still be a part of like the Young Money thing, but just I don't care what you say about Wayne or Drake. No, they keep it to the music as much as they possibly can. And Nicki kind of allowing it to be everything else besides the music. And I think in the back of her mind, because she has such a loud fan base on social media, it seems like everybody riding for me regardless. So it don't matter. The Barbs is going to ride. They're going to tear up whoever. They're going to hold me down. So it kind of don't matter what other people say or feel. But to realistically, when it's
no dumb shit like that though.
No, but even when it's music, I mean, when we're talking about just celebrity wise, you still want people to support you who realistically, if you don't chasing the numbers, it can't be just your core audience. It has to be larger than your core audience. So if the only people that's kind of championing that behavior is somebody, dog, I'm not old as her, and I'm looking at it like, dog, you just look corny, just like that whole energy. It was just weird. It was just like, you're too old, dog. That's all I'm looking at. And I'm looking at, matter of fact, I'm gonna play the clip of her husband and whatever dude. Like this just was weird. Like it was like, nah, come on, bro.
I got a Brooklyn hoodie on. So they don't know where I'm from. They know where I'm from, no. They know. I can't act like I don't. Big Queens, nigga.
Yeah, sturdy, nigga. What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
What's
Big fucking money, man. What's up?
Yeah.
Where niggas is at, man?
Yeah.
Huh?
You don't know niggas.
Zoom.
They said you don't know niggas. Big Zoom.
You're on that vacation.
Yeah.
You're planning your funeral, pussy.
Yeah.
And all the way to the street, nigga.
So it's just like all of that energy, just like dog. And I get it. Listen,
What though?
I mean, I don't know. I guess they had him and one Offset and one of the dudes had words back and forth or whatever the case may be.
When he was
at the
casting that thing.
No, on the wars. No. This was at the wars at the VMA. And then even again, just what I'm saying, even with the Nicki situation, it was just like, I love Nicki, but dog, them songs and that performance at that jump, bro, that was trash. That whatever she was talking about, y'all want whatever the repeatable bars that she already these women is my sons or whatever the case may be, y'all want to be me 2, 3, whatever, bro, that was trash. It was corny, and that for that to be so bad. And you know what I think? What I kind of realized with the blessing that a lot of blogs have. You don't give your opinion. You just post what's going on. And you allow the comment section to get their opinion. So it's just like, I'm listening to this. I'm like, bro, you can't be serious right now. This song is horrible. What are you doing? Like, and that's just, and that for me is just like, I understand, like I said, with her husband, I'm cool. You supposed to ride for your wife. You're going to jump out. She the cash cow. Realistic. You're supposed to jump out. Like Nicki Minaj is the breadwinner. You are absolutely supposed to be able to throw your entire life away for her if that's what's called for. I'm cool. I can respect that as on a husband and wife thing. But for Nicki, I think she doesn't understand how the mainstream of America, I can watch this and it just becomes so corny. It make me almost don't even want to listen to the music. I'm not going to listen to the music with the same ear. You're going to kind of you're going to listen to it and you're not going to give it an honest opinion. And I think even realistically, when it can kind of tie that back into last week, it was, I'm not for like looking for that clip, but Cardi B called out Joe and was just like, when you got a problem with, basically Cardi said, I feel like you was trashing Bongo because of your personal feelings towards me, not because you didn't like the song. And for somebody who listened to him every week,
is it personal feelings towards her, or I think it was just he has more of a I guess Nicki had more of the upper hand?
How and why? What is your upper hand? Why should you have upper hand?
Because have Cardi done the interview with him before?
Yeah.
Oh, he should have.
When he first was starting his podcast.
But Nicki was the last to do one with him, right?
An interview, yeah.
Okay. So I mean, maybe I don't.
And so you're proving her point then.
No,
so
that's what I took out of it as what Cardi's saying is like, you. I'm not saying you chose a side, but I guess you don't.
You did because listen to what I'm saying. Guess what? You gave her opinion on bongos. Nicki put out a song a week before that. You didn't give no opinion on that. Nicki performed at that VMAs. You gave no before you respond to what Cardi said. Give me a critique on Nicki Minaj. And I told you, and that's what I told y'all last week. That's my biggest beef. You can't if you gonna pick. And guess what I'm telling you. If y'all are on here, unless Marcus want to do it towards the end of this episode, if you are on here looking for a rundown or a review of that Diddy album, you ain't getting it here. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, that shit was
cool. If that's what, but listen, guess what I'm saying though. I'm not a part of the industry. I don't get paid to ride nobody's cock. So guess what you won't hear from me. No, I'd rather talk about Rod Wave because nobody talked about that. I promise you, anybody want to make a bet when this come out, I guarantee when the numbers come out, Rod Wave do more numbers than Diddy.
I mean, I'm just somewhat musically wise. I mean, just
cool. Listen to it. So, but listen to what I'm saying.
I
but that's what all I'm just saying. He's saying I don't care about none of that because there's a difference between when you can clear as day see people politicking and playing a industry game. And I feel like, and Cardi can see it. You the same way she know that you went back and forth with Tax Stone. That was the same episode. So she know for a fact that you feel something like you're speaking. So people, if she don't personally listen to every episode, I'm sure people, you're in New York, y'all from New York, somebody she know or close to somebody listen to enough episodes to know, hey, you don't talk this way about this person, then don't talk that way about me. If you can skip your opinion on her music, then skip. If you don't like mine, then skip it. Because I know why you didn't give your opinion on hers, because you don't like it, but you skip talking about it.
And I mean, he do talk about all of them except for Nicki, I guess.
No, but even still, you didn't even give an honest opinion. You never talked about Lotto Put It on the Floor. One of the biggest songs of the summer. You can't. There ain't that many. Like they glanced with Cardi out on the remix, and you still glanced over it. So that's my only thing. So I understood where she was coming from. And again, like I said, even tying it back into the Nicki situation, I appreciate her husband willing to ride for her, but then it's just still, it just looked corny. Just because of the age. Like if they were younger, cool. That's what the young kids do on social media all the time. They make open threats to each other online all the time. So I get it and I will understand that. But I can't respect it or understand it when you talking about it's coming from people in 40 plus. It just looked insane.
He put hands on Meek Mills, right?
No. Nigga, you dumb? No. No, they got into an argument. No fight. Boy, you got Meek Mill's twisted. I ain't know.
I thought they.
Hey, let me tell you something. The people to be around Meek Mills keep people who are willing to lose their entire all to be around Meek Mills. No, it was him and it was Meek Mills and a bunch of people.
Oh, I thought it was just them in the store. That's why I thought they got into it then.
No, they a verbal argument, but not in no physical argument. No. But like I said, I appreciate and I can respect him willing to jump out the window for Nicki, as you should, as her husband, but it's just still for Nicki, you about to go into album mode. Like you look perfect example, and I know I'm kind of all over the place, but just look at how Wayne moved. Wayne is literally like, you see Wayne on every sports show doing this, that, and the third. I'm on ESPN, I'm with Coach Prime, I'm doing this, that, and the third. I'm out here performing at this show. All I'm doing is doing music and performing. Wayne got way more. He could have. You don't see him with a bunch of baby mama drama or nothing. He got endless kids. But that's my whole point. He still keep the mute. I still want to keep music. People get so excited. Homegirl, man, she was like, "Oh my God, them kids! I don't know if they probably too young to even understand what song he was performing when he walking out with them. Like, oh my God, I can't believe Wayne. He did like." But for some people, we still look at Wayne as a certain way because when you see Wayne, you only see Wayne when it comes to music. It's not with the extra stuff. Even when he was holding the lady hand at the VMAs, his security guy was like, "Nah, get out of here with that camera." Because I'm still going to keep 90% of what I'm doing always about music, even with Drake. And the thing about Drake is, yeah, I may dibble and dabble in relationships and let y'all see that, but I do that so my music can be more relatable. Mm-hmm. I let you see who I'm dating or all the women that I'm dating. So when I make certain songs, like Slam You Out, it make more sense. But like, oh yeah, this makes sense because this is Drake. This is some Drake behavior. So that would be my only thing with it. It's just like everything with Nicki now, let's just be like, bro, come on, why you being so corny? Like, you don't have no poor friends. Like, I believe all rich people should have some broke friends. You have to have, and I'm not even necessarily saying broke, because if you're a millionaire, you should look out for your friends, but you should have people who still have to kind of deal with normal everyday life. Because if you don't, it's just like you move, it's so detached from the real world. Like, really, just think about, just like for everybody even listening, just think about, just over the weekend, from Drake putting out a song, performing, still on tour, Lil Wayne with Deion at the Colorado Joint. He do every Friday with Skip Bayless. Just think about, compare the three. This is supposed to be the three-headed monster, the big three. Compare what the conversations we having about Nicki compared to the conversations we having about Drake and Wayne. It's like those shouldn't even be like that conversation is corny, or even still for our Offset.
And I was about to ask you, how much you think Lil Wayne be charging? Because he on the 2K intro on the game.
I don't know. Like Lil Wayne do so much, I can't even imagine. Like because he does so much, I don't necessarily. He might just get like royalties on something. I don't know if he got an upfront fee. Because you know how sometimes if the song.
I mean, and you was on the game last year anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know the business behind it.
Probably was
and because Wayne loves sports so much, I don't know.
And like a lot of them, they do, I guess, the royalty or whatever, I guess, likeness.
Yeah, the likeness, like you just pay me my royalties or whatever on the game, I get a back in it for that. That would be my only thing. Like, even if I was somebody, and like I don't know Nicki's business, so I don't even know if Wayne and them even get a percentage of that. So they might not even care. Like, all right, she doing whatever she doing, it don't have nothing to do with me.
She's not still under them, is she?
I don't know. She might not be. So they might not care.
I don't remember the last time I heard her like Young Money or anything.
I mean, the last big song she had, they was on it. The Seeing Green, like songs that people was out like, on some rapping people was actually talking about. There was all three of them on it.
Right, but that wasn't even that. That wasn't.
That was all of the mixtape. But I mean, it still was on. It's still on Apple Music.
But I'm just saying. But other than that, I don't think I'd be seeing her. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like because they kind of move more on business time than the extra stuff. Right,
but okay, but I'm saying, but even like with Drake, like I know he's not under them, but he still show respect. But, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always OVO this, OVO. You know what I'm saying? Now if Wayne is in the building, then he probably shot. But I'm just like Nicki. I haven't heard her say.
I mean,
Gas
yeah,
money,
I mean,
cash money,
maybe not.
or-
I don't, like I said, I don't pay attention as much because it's just like the music. Sometimes for me, I just feel like it ain't for me, and I can't never sit here and make it like it's because it's a woman rapper. Because I can come on here and like we talked about, man, we talk about women rappers every week, so it's just like it's not that. And I'm not gonna hold you. I gotta give more respect to Doja Cat because that Paint the Town Red. Oh my God, that joke go crazy.
Which one is that? That was the one before.
That was the one before the Demons joke. And it's that walk on by. That's the sample we're playing in the joke.
Okay. That was like two.
Maybe two songs ago, or 3 songs ago. But yeah, but she went crazy on there. I guess matter of fact, because we're talking about, and real quick, shout out to Offset. I'm not gonna lie, Offset did his. I don't like that fan song, but that video was OD fire, dog. That Michael Jackson and all that, and I appreciate. You ain't seen that video? Oh, he went crazy though. He did like the whole little moonwalking and the leaning over. No, I don't even know. I'm not a huge Michael Jackson fan, so I don't know what Michael Jackson video. It might have been a Thriller video. I'm not 100% positive, but Offset did his thing, and I appreciate him being comfortable in the space where it's like I'm cool with showing my real personality. Because he even did a 24-hour live stream with Cenat. And I think they had over like 10 million people who watched the stream. I think that was Kai's highest thing since he's been streaming. He's been streaming for some years now. So to get 10 million people to watch you stream, and it's just like literally Offset just in it, having a good time, dancing, laughing, just being a regular person. And I think just sometimes realistically that helps people. To me, that's what helped. When you can normalize yourself, that's what helped you gain fans. Because I'm watching, I'm just like, oh, that's tight. Like to me, him being with Cass and that and just being regular on stream was more cooler than him going to the game. But that was even a flex. It was just like, yeah, you Nicki husband, but you kind of like you popped. I can do whatever I want. I still got the same outfit I had on when I was on stream, and I'm gonna go to this Colorado. I'm gonna get on the PJ and go to this Colorado game. While you yelling at your phone, talking about you outside waiting for me in front of a hotel. I'm here.
Yeah, that's why that shit is just weird to me. But it was just like I didn't get the whole purpose of it. That's why I was just wondering, was it, I guess, prior exchange? But since you said it was from off the awards, because like I said, it just looked weird to me. Like, wow, I'm thinking like, okay, because Nicki and Cardi had words.
No, I think they want the other dude that was in the video with him. It was like
that's why I asked. That's why I asked, was it something with the cast and that? Because somebody did say something. And I think Offset started going on him about, oh no, y'all broke. You know, I'm on the PJ. Something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that was after he had that same outfit on, but he wasn't on the live stream with Kyle no more. He was literally on. It was like on his Instagram live, like boom, 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 y'all, you outside yelling at the phone, and I'm getting on the PJ about to go to this football game. So, like I said, just for me personally, I just think that realistically was that was a bad look for Nicki. I wouldn't highly recommend that at all. But let's get into some sports real quick. And I think this is a cultural. I think when we talk about Deion, I feel like this ain't just about sports no more. It's like Deion is Deion Allen. I feel like Deion kind of gets the attention of so many people. And it's so funny because I brought up a conversation because I seen so many people, and it was just such a long day. I wonder, is that too much? So I guess the question I asked on social media, and it was going viral on TikTok, and a lot of people was chiming in on it. And then you do get to kind of see how many people are different. Even like, and that's why sometimes, and we'll talk about it later with the Jeannie Mind Jeezy thing, I don't necessarily know if culture has to do with race. Because I watched so many black people who were just like, don't let them stereotype you and make it seem like it's not okay to have celebrities at the game like other people do it. I think you're missing the point of what I'm saying is it's hard. I can only imagine me being a kid, and even if we sit here saying they too young to even understand Lil Wayne, they ain't too young to understand Offset and Key Glock. No, Offset and Key Glock in your locker room playing ping pong. I don't necessarily know how locked in. Like I'm never going to have a fan moment because for Deion's personal kids. Yeah, this may not be nothing to them, but some of these kids ain't never been that close to a celebrity. Mm-hmm. And I asked that same question, I want to say almost a week or two ago when I seen Kodak bring out like I forgot, not one of the big Florida schools, but it was one of like the smaller Florida schools, and he brought them out. And I was just like, I wonder especially if I'm from Florida, I wonder what does it mentally do for me when I'm sitting here like, dang, I grew up on Kodak.
I mean, it might get some people hype. There might be a, I don't think it's. I mean, you might say, okay, the antics and all that, is it getting too much? You're not really focused on the game. But I feel like just people being there. I mean, he was doing the same thing in Jackson State.
Yeah, but I feel like it's at a higher level now.
Of course, it's a bigger place. You can afford to have them there now. It's the atmosphere. That's why I say when people was so upset with him leaving, or even look at what he did for that school at that time. And now look at who even paid attention to Colorado State. Now you got everybody and their mother there. So it's just like, we know he can bring the money and bring the attention.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why people got frustrated with him when he originally left Jackson State, because they felt like you can bring that same attention to the HBCU games. And I mean, obviously, it kind of like, if it's on the right time and you get the right hype behind it, you can do it. And he proven it. Like, and I guess I didn't even get to really ask the initial question. I was wondering is it too much leading up to the games, like with the people performing, with all the rappers, even the game day? Like, dog, that game came on at 10 o'clock. They had game day like that. ESPN game day was like 8 in the morning. So how you go from, think about how for most people, if you even stayed up, let's just say you woke up at whatever time on Saturday morning and you was up and then you watched that game, dog, they still human. I don't even know what's that like. What time is that? That's like that's what
you mean? On their time?
Yeah, well they not maybe what
West I mean
is that West Coast time?
I think it's Pacific.
So what, they an hour behind us? So you sitting here like, dog, that's still a late game. Yeah. So to keep kids up for that long and keep all that extra energy is like,
you ain't never seen a tailgate. That's how them college kids go.
Yeah, I get it for the other people who not playing the game. Right. But how do I wrap up? You gotta think about that was a lot of emotions.
But they wasn't out there. The students, the players wasn't out there.
You crazy, because at the beginning, before the game even started, when it was still daylight outside, they was about to get into a fight on the field.
Right, doing warm-ups.
Yeah.
But they wasn't out there at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's what I'm saying. I think you're looking at it like you go through training. I mean, you go through practice, you have your daily schedule, your whatever, your routines. You still do your routines like it's normal. See, I think you looking at like, well, they, because it's daylight outside. They could have came out at 6? I think over there might have been 7. You know what I'm saying? Like the time difference and when it came out compared to, like I said, they wasn't out there all day. I think that's probably what you're looking at it as, like, because it's still daylight outside.
Yeah, I just think to me, I just feel like that's a lot of pressure, though. I feel like it's a lot of extra pressure where I don't necessarily know if everybody's ready. Like I said, it's a difference between.
But who is it more pressure on? It's more pressure on Deion than it is the players.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why it is. Because even the beginning of that game, though, you can. I literally watched all 3 of their games. You can tell they were trying to do a lot on this last game because it was so much talking on the media. It was going back and forth with the team. The dude disrespected Deion, so of course his kids gonna take it personal. And him even in the crowd when they got him on, when he on with Skip and Shannon. I mean, not Skip and Shannon, Stephen A. and Shannon, and they was and he talking to the crowd. They said something about your mama. What you do? Take it personal. Then said like you just that's so high in emotions, and I think that's why the game they started off playing so bad, because you're trying to overdo everything. You're trying to overcompensate what you normally would do. You're not playing in your normal, or you play in your normal schemes, but now you're trying to throw it even faster. You're trying to rush through plays. You're trying to do a lot. And you can tell by the way they were playing, no, that didn't look like the same team. And even for the level of who they was playing, the game shouldn't have been nowhere near that close. It shouldn't have been in no double overtime game.
But that's what you came there for. You came there for the attention. You came there for the atmosphere. And so I'm not going to sit here and say it's too much pressure, because you want to be seen. Just like his son made a name for himself that game.
Listen to what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying, but his 2 sons that play on that team, it's still, he bought 80 people with him. So that's only 2 out of 80 something players he bought. Now, all of them people ain't grow up like them. So everybody's not used to that. You sitting here saying I want the spotlight. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. You saying they want the spotlight, dog. Niggas go to Alabama because I want the spotlight. Guess what? Alabama ain't Alabama got a lot of rappers. Ain't no rappers coming to no Alabama game.
You go to Alabama for
I want to go to the, because I want to go to the NFL.
Yeah, for the NFL.
So that's the light.
I don't think that, but that's not the light.
Almost every Alabama game is on national TV.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's for the exposure. I'm with the players who went from wherever they came from to Colorado. You went there because you knew what Deion was bringing.
For sure.
That's why you went there. You didn't go there because, I know I got it. You going there for the.
Okay. Let's bring it. I can bring this into dating and I can make it more relatable. Everybody think they want to date. It's women out here who think they want to date an athlete until they finally get an athlete, and then they feel like he worse than the regular dude. or until they start dating the athlete and he put his hands on you. Because he don't know how to control his anger. Especially a lot of women who didn't dated football players, they can deal with that and they can testify to that. But in the back of their mind, before they experience that, that's what they wanted. Now, after most women date one football player, they don't want to date another one because they have dated that experience, that this huge man getting super aggressive with you. So yeah, I may sign up for something and I want something, but then when I get a taste of it, it can be a lot. Like I think it's easy for everybody to sit here and say, oh, it's cool, it's nothing, but how many regular athletes like can play? You think ain't no professional? It's not no big name players going to a regular Redskin game.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, but you're putting it on them. You're putting it a rapper. It's a rapper. It's not like he can get you a deal. It's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear what you're saying from the culture expert, but at the end of the day, if you got, I got the NFL recruits. You know what I'm saying? Like I got such and such. That's what you focus on. You don't care about a rapper, Key Glock, or whoever it is. I think that's what you're looking at it as.
That's what I'm saying, because you're speaking from somebody who's in 30s. I think, well, these is college kids. Somebody 19, 18 years old.
Still, you're playing to make it to the league, not to get in a rap video.
I hear what you. So, but then what do that mean? Just because I'm not trying to make it as a rapper, when I see one, I'm not going to be excited. It's not going to faze me.
But I don't think that's going to take you for what's the job at hand. They're still athletes. You came to play regardless of who's in the crowd. That's how you these AAU games.
I hear what you're saying, and all that sounds cool. Just go listen to J.R. Smith when he talk about LeBron. When we take a break, I'll go find the clip when he just says, "Dog, what you're trying to make like that spotlight is easy for everybody. That's not that, dog. There's so many athletes who wet the bed. What are you talking about?
Right. Okay. And you get one. You get that was what, their second home game? That's the second home game.
Yeah.
Next game you're on the road. You're playing against Oregon or whoever.
They play Oregon next.
Right. There's no celebrity. You're still going to perform regardless if it's Key Glock or whoever it is. You're still playing the football. You're not there, like I said, because that celebrity is that cool. That's an extra bonus. But I don't think you like, oh my God, because you believe?
Okay, that's cool. We can double back on this conversation after they play Oregon. I guarantee you, and I already done bet with them. I guarantee you that Colorado have a better game and play a better game, and it'll be a better. If you're watching them and cheering for them, it'll be an easier game for you to watch and cheer for the way they come out and play Oregon than they came out and played last week. You know why? Because they're going into Oregon as the underdogs. Nobody don't care. All that glitz and glamour ain't gonna be there because everybody know you're going in as the underdog. And ain't gonna be all that hype. You ain't gonna be expected to blow them out by 40 or whatever the case may be. Nobody not looking for that. So you going in there, you're gonna take your time, you're gonna be careful, and you're gonna stick to the game plan. I guarantee you that Colorado team play a way more cleaner game than they did. And a perfect example, Xavien Sanders, he threw his first interception. Because again, like I said, you're forcing plays you were trying to do too much, too fast. I hear what you're saying. I feel like it's easy for people to sit here and say, oh, this is what you signed up for, is this and the third, when you're not put in that situation. When you can't even take your brain to be like, let me kind of hypothetically put myself in that situation.
If you play competitive sports, you know the difference in the atmosphere in the games and regardless of who in the stands, you're there to play the game. It's not, I want to get a picture with Kenny Gog. You don't care about that. Like I said, because at the end of the day, once the game over, you're not seeing him after the game. If you would have lost, you think he would be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry for the loss. They don't care about that. That's what I'm saying. I get what you're caught up in the look up things. But in reality, I'm still trying to get in the NFL. He's not going to help me get nowhere.
Like I said, I mean, we gonna see. Like I said, we'll come back to this conversation and we'll judge it next week after they had their game against Oregon. Let that load up. If you're new here on the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. We take a little 30-minute little break in between while the segment's loading up on the podcast app. So if you're not sitting here trying to just stick glued to your phone on the YouTube app, you can also catch us on all major streaming platforms, wherever you listen to your normal podcast app. Bulture podcast, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell another friend. These is not the same old regular stale conversations. We ain't sitting here about to talk about the Cowboys for 90 minutes or whatever. We ain't about to talk about Diddy album. Whatever you tired of hearing about this week, we ain't about to talk about it. I promise, because I'm tired of hearing it too. So like I said, give me like a couple of seconds to run through look at some of these topics and get it together. What's the score?
14-16.
Yahweh or it is?
Yahweh.
Cans, SITs, come and pull up on me. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Oh yeah, my last thing before we get off to that jump. For everybody who bet, I was not hip to the live betting thing. Like I'm of course, because I'm still really trying to figure out and learn how to do the FanDuel thing. So the crazy part is, like, when I was doing when I was doing the little FanDuel thing, I picked, of course, and please don't judge me, I went against the culture. I said something, my gut feeling was telling me that Colorado State was going to win that game because, again, I just understand pressure. I was like, it's too much hype. It's too much going on. They're going to lose this game. So, and I only bet $5. So the $5 turnaround, the $5 for me betting 5 was going to be 70. So going into the fourth quarter, they up. And I'm like, tomorrow, right before that last drive, I could have cashed out at $50. I think it was like $55. And I'm like, man, I'll just wait. If I wait, I think it was like 2 minutes left of the game. I gotta wait 2 minutes. It's an extra $14. Oh my God. Because you gotta think about it. I'm not mad that I lost $5 because it's 5, but no, I actually lost 50 now because the 50 was there. I could have cashed out at 50. And that was the difference between one thing I learned about. That's the difference between college football and professional football. No professional team would have lost that game.
Shit.
Who? Think about how many games that went down to the wire recently. Week 2 of Super Bowl.
You still could have lost it if it went into overtime. It went in overtime.
Yeah,
but college overtime is different from the
no. But what I'm saying, of
pros.
course, no. But what I'm saying is, it wouldn't even have went to overtime.
Shit, what you mean? What's the name game yesterday? Who was that? New York. They was down 28-0 and came back and won it
because Arizona's Arizona.
We
watched that Arizona game the week.
But
okay, but perfect example though. We watched that Arizona game the week before when they played the Redskins, and you was like, "Dang!" When I left, they was up, whatever the case may be. So it's just like some teams. I'm not saying. Oh, okay, listen, what I'm saying.
That's just the far stretch.
Some teams, of course, yes, will blow that lead. But I'm talking about decent teams where you kind of been dominating the whole game. No, you're not losing that game.
All about momentum. You can.
Like the only other team that almost reminded me of that was, of course, just like for all the DMV people, and if you are a Redskin or a Commanders fan, that's when you got to put. You already changed the thing. You give Russell Wilson some type of respect. You got to put some respect on Russ' name. You got to give Russ his a round of applause because, dog, to be able to move the ball with 48 seconds left with no timeouts, dog. And I think he had what he drove. That had to be like an 80-yard drive or something like that. Something crazy. We was like, dog, he is no way in the world he's still supposed to. As much as people dog and pee on Russell Wilson's name, there is no way he should have been able to move the ball the way he did. So he moved that ball down that field. I was like, oh, he still got it. I just think they got away with a pass interference. And you just kind of got to figure. He just got to figure out. They got to figure something out. But he still got it. Like for them to blow that even for them, and they blew a lead
but
too.
I don't think they got what's name either. What's that top receiver, Judy or whatever his name is?
I think it is Judy something. I can't remember his last name yet. And just last quick, and I can play this T-Pain click. Oh, and can we sit here and say I don't want to jumble topics. I don't want to rush through them. But I'm not gonna give myself a round of applause. But I told y'all about this Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert thing a long time ago. And we can kind of let's just bring it in right now. You can't realistically. I kept telling y'all, though, if I'm in a marriage. Or even if I'm dating a woman and we in a real relationship, dog, it's no way in the world I'm not going to show up for her biggest moments. Dog, this woman was on a TV show. She was having sneaker. She was doing everything. And I'm like, dog, where's Iman Shumpert at?
But he was doing stuff too, though.
Well, then if that's the excuse you're going to give him, because I don't know what
you can't compare. I mean, like, you got to think about it. When you look at like a Jay-Z and Beyonce, yes, you have the money where you can travel back and forth, private jets, you know what I'm saying? You can set stuff around, but Iman and Teyana, I don't think you can.
They're still millionaires. Iman Shumpert played in the NBA long enough.
You're a millionaire, but you still don't have that. Like, if I sit here, we doing a show, and you be like, "Well, no, I gotta wait. I gotta go to my." No, they're gonna be like, "All right, we can find somebody else." It's not like Iman Shumpert is not LeBron James.
No,
you're not gonna wait
sure,
and hold your what's name because he got something else to do.
Of course, I get you on that one. But my only thing is, how many times is that gonna be the excuse?
I don't think it's. I mean, me personally, just this whole conversation on them, I just feel like we are too much in everybody else's business.
But Marcus, and this is when I told you again last week, you can't say people are too much in your business if you make a living off of having. No, they had a reality show with their family.
They right, but what do how many people you know that's still together, whether they sleep in the same bed together? It don't matter. Like, I can make it for TV. Yes, we can pay for this, so we can make it for TV. Like, everything is peaches and cream. We not behind closed doors. But what I'm trying to say to y'all. She said that, I'm like, no, but we still cool. We still cool. That's my best friend. We talk all the time. You thought you had one up on me by sharing that picture.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm that's what I'm saying. Listen, you. I don't even care about that part. You're missing what I'm telling you is there's no way you can be in a relationship with somebody and not show up for your person in the biggest moments. I don't care about you. I don't care about the side stuff or the whatever the case may be or the pictures. I'm talking about how I can see clear as day. And I think sometimes for humans, you try to make too much excuses for people. The same way you trying to give him a bailout on how it's cool. One time you can miss something, but this girl was having a run when she was having a lot of big moments and he was never showing up. So that's my only thing. There's no way, like, you can't, and I hear what you're saying. Like, why are people so invested? Yeah, I'm invested because I've watched this TV show. So I end up growing up liking your family. Oh, I love to see them together. Y'all look cute together. Y'all was in the Kanye West video together. So, like, yes, no, when you can't
sell, and when you see us, we still a family.
We haven't seen you together. That's the point.
Okay. Like I said, I feel like we getting too, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, like, he's doing his shows. You don't know when they record or when they got their sets going on. I just feel like just nowadays, like I said, people live their life how they want to live. They show you what they want to show.
That's why I said
for cool, her, her response, I feel like they have a great relationship. And you was trying to tear it apart.
You say that. I think that's just her answer because she's just trying to shoot him some bail because they was probably crushing her and they may have not. I mean, they was crushing him.
But what you crushing? Because they ain't filed for divorce.
I mean, we like I said, we'll see. I told y'all this months ago. I've been told y'all this like literally months ago. So I don't care what you talking about. You ain't missing. If you in love with somebody and y'all in a real relationship, you ain't missing that many big moments for them. I don't care what you talking about or how you trying to dress it. And guess what you can't do? You can't sit here and try to sell people the same way we talked about the DJ and everything, talked about the licensed Keisha. No, you cannot try to make profit on people selling them a certain lifestyle and then want to pull back when you want to. No, then you should have never got into this business trying to sell me on something. The same way, listen, I can turn into some street stuff. If I'm selling dope, guess what I can never do? If a junkie run up to me and try to buy some dope, you can't be like, oh, no, I ain't got it. Leave me alone. I'm out on a date with my girl. No, nigga, I'm a fiend. I come and buy from you every day. You ain't telling me I can't buy from you now. Like, are you crazy?
What image are we selling though?
Who?
What image were they selling?
Oh, they had a whole family reality show.
They had T.I. Everybody has a family show.
Guess what? Guess what? And T.I. and them and people was judging them, and that's why when T.I. and them lifestyle started to get a little sketchy and it looked crazy, guess what they did? They canceled their show. That's my point. You can't sit here and you can't pick and choose what you want to sell us. So if you selling me something, you have to keep selling it to me. When the last time that
show was on?
What show? The Marsh before, but right during it was still on during the pandemic. They stopped.
Was he still playing?
He was still trying to play at that time,
but he wasn't playing.
That was like right after whatever the last team he played for.
That's a minute ago. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't see what's the big issue. I mean, it's not
the
like
big issue is show up. If I'm in love with you, dog, show up for me at all my major events. That's it. That's my only point. I don't care about the extra stuff. Two things I was just telling you. One, if we're in a real relationship, show up for me or all my major events. And then the other thing is I can't sit here and try the same where my beef is with relationship podcasts or any other thing that formulate any of those type of things. You can't try to sell me on one thing and then pull away when you just like, okay, the jig is up, I'm done.
Okay, but ain't that like you contradicting yourself because you say I need somebody to be in here if I'm grinding, trying to promote this show. Mm-hmm. But if she got a fashion expo downtown. Which one are you going to do? Are you going to go there and support her for the fashion expo, or are you going to be in here promoting?
It depends on what day it is.
But you telling me I'm not
going to not record. If it's on a Monday, you can pack it up, dog. I'm recording on Monday. Unless you already gave me a heads up where we can change and do it on a Sunday. Yeah, but other than that, no. Like, yeah, I have my stuff, but I'm not sitting here. I'm not about to say every time though. I'm not going to sit here and say if I know for a fact that me and you can record on a Sunday and she got a huge event coming up on a Monday, dog, we're going to record on a Sunday. Like, what? It's not that. Like, come on.
But that's what I'm saying. I just feel like both of them the way they are. I feel like they both are doing something. Whatever.
No, he ain't doing nothing that important, though. Not to keep missing out on that. I hear you shooting him a lot of bail, and that's some bail that he don't deserve.
Buy you a drink?
It is crazy.
Bro, like publishing wise, I probably get like no money from Buy You a Drink. So all those things that I said in Buy You a Drink that was from other songs, when Buy You a Drink like blew up, all them people and writers from them other songs said they were owed from my song because
You're like,
I was like, what the?
I believe
I was like paying homage and so like Money in the Bank. I got Money in the Bank. And Scrappy and his writers came for that. Oh, Snap Your Fingers, Do Your Step, Lil Jon and E40 and everybody on that song came for me. Walk It Out.
Mente has a credit too.
Yeah, Walk It Out. Monte got a credit on that. I was like, God damn.
So, and the reason why I played that because it kind of tied into when we was talking. What was it? Well, when the dude said whatever he said to Diddy, and people was when he was saying like, "Dog, them publishers ain't worth nothing," and people was trying to give him pushback. It is, but like some people you just don't necessarily know. Like it's, and that's why I even remember when that news came out, I know verbatim I said. It sound cool, but I'm not about to sit here and bring out the pom-poms because I don't know the real. I don't know the real ins and outs. So that was so crazy that T-Pain had that conversation the very next week where it's like, that's a huge song for T-Pain. So for him to sit here and say, I get Nathaniel from that, dog, that like, all right, y'all, what are you saying? And that's why, and that's probably the same way to do. I think what was his name? Like Mark Curry. He probably felt the same way. I don't necessarily know what I don't even know who that is. So we don't know what his publishing like, and he might not have songs as big as like Mace or whoever else or the Locks or whatever.
The money then probably won't value now.
No, because if that song, because if that, like, what's to say, if that song ain't as big, like, it's certain Diddy songs, like, of course, like Money Ain't a Thing, or Victory, or All About the Benjamins. But if it's not those songs, it's just like how some of them Jones, like, I'm not really getting nothing. So people probably thought he was over or underselling it. Like, man, I get like $400 a year from this song. He may not be lying because what if he only got publishing on, or he only get a majority of his publishing on some of the slight songs? Everybody don't got hits.
That's crazy though. All them people he just named on that.
But that's
that's on one song.
But Marcus, but that's what I'm saying. That's why you have to be careful with.
No, you definitely do.
With that, when it comes to that publishing and stuff, that's why even when we talking about with YouTube, how they can throw copyright Jones for certain things. Like the NFL, like perfect example, when I told you before, the NFL, YouTube, the NFL will let certain stuff slide. Like I can put up like actual live videos behind me when I'm doing a green screen thing and talk about football. But the NBA ain't rocking for that. Anytime I try to do an NBA Jones, they'll flag it as a copyright Jones. So you have to learn some of that stuff.
On who you are and what are you. Because what's name? They sent him a lot of letters to do that, the Buffalo Wild Wings. Like with him, I think it all just depends on how you use it. How you use it and what you're using it for. Because he cut back a lot.
But you know why he cut back a lot? Because his voice got so popular where he started to get commercial money from it. So it was just like it's not worth me getting them cease and desist letters no more. It's not worth me getting my channel demonetized or whatever the case may be. If I can say, all right, well, cool, I just won't use that sport no more. You'll figure if you do it enough, you'll figure out which sports allow you to do certain things and which ones won't allow you to do certain things. So even with college football, they let you rock, boom, cool. All right, I'm gonna keep it rocking. So if I know for a fact the only junk, like if I'm gonna talk about basketball, it only could be a picture. It can't be that's only for YouTube. But on Instagram and TikTok, you can let it rock. You can do whatever you want. So that's just even for T-Pain. I'm sure that was a learning lesson. I know that for a fact he probably don't do that no more. All you gotta do is get spanked one good time and you be like, oh yeah, I won't never shout none of y'all out no more or try to use a certain jump. Of course, especially, and you talking about this was your biggest song?
And you think about it like just that little part. Now walk it out. Like, damn, this nigga getting paid off.
But you know why? It's because it's the cadence and it's the actual jump. So they looking at it like you ain't even switch it up none. Because you're absolutely right. When he did them parts, he did it exactly how now walk it out, and then he did exactly like how they did it on the jump. So that's like it's almost like you sampling, but you didn't get it cleared.
That's fucked up.
to your step, and then all by yourself. Like, yeah, no, pay me, give me that bread. No, yeah, exactly. No. And I get what he's saying. He was basically like, he was feeling like, I'm just doing a shout out, like if I was a DJ paying homage, and they like, no, yeah. Break that bread, baby.
That's fucked up.
But guess what? But they looking at it like, guess what? For some of them though, that's his biggest song. But you would like DJ Young. What's the name of another DJ Young song? Walk It Out. Nah, pay me.
Yeah.
DJ Young had 2 songs. He had Walk It Out, and what was the other DJ Young joint?
That Walk It Out got remixed.
No, but it was Walk It Out, and DJ Young had one more. I can't off the top of my head. I can't think, but I know DJ Young had 2 songs. It was Walk It Out, and it was one other joint.
It was another joint, kind of like Walk It Out.
Yeah, it was. And I'm just mad that I'm drawing a blank. Matter of fact, let me just real quick. I ain't gonna play it, but I just want to remember just for the sake. DJ Young.
Yeah, that one's they got added on.
It's Walk It Out and two-step with it. Yeah, 2-step. So it's 2-step and Walk It Out. Yeah, like shout out to T-Pain for learning, and for people while we still in music right now. Shout out to TikTok. TikTok has finally did its collaboration with Billboard. So now they have the top 20 TikTok songs, and they will count towards the Billboard charts. So right now the top 20, they got the top. Let's say top 50 TikTok Jones, but I'm gonna just name off the top 10 right now. And of course, it is the cultural sensation right now. Ski Sexy Red for the first week of this is basically the first week that they did the collaboration with TikTok and Billboard. So number 1 is Ski by Sexy Red. Number 2 is Paint the Town Red, Doja Cat. Number 3 is August by Taylor Swift. Number 4 is Go by a bunch of people I don't know, and their names too bunched up, so I can't see it. Number 5 is I Remember Everything, Zach Bryan. Number 8 is number 6 is Deli by Ice Spice. Number 7 is I Love You Ho. I don't who this is. It's crazy. The NLE Chopper is number 8 with that. Is getting hot in here, and that song is horrible. I don't care what y'all say. And that him performing it at that VMAs was even worse, dog.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that his dance it was.
So
yeah.
I'm curious. You said they got their own chart.
Yeah, so it's
like a category like TikTok's. Like what?
It's called TikTok's Billboard.
So what is it? How many people use your song? Or
yeah, so it'll be like streaming. So like, let's say on a song, normally like if you go to a song, it'll show you how many people already used it. So like, let's just sit here and say, let's say Ski. It'll like if I go to Ski, it'll have a number beside it. So it'll say
reacted.
No, it'll just show you how many people use the sound. So it might be like 1 million, or like for somebody like the John.
So you get a plaque for that.
I'm sure now the Billboard's keeping it, they will. The same way people get plaques for YouTube streams, like that don't count towards the Billboard thing. That's something completely different. But if you get over 1 million streams on a certain song or however many subscribers on YouTube, YouTube will send you your own plaque. So now that the TikTok thing is counted by Billboard, I'm sure Billboard will send you a chart. So send you a plaque. So let's say if you got, and I'm sure the number probably has to be higher because of course it's easier to get 1 million views or plays on TikTok. So compared to actually getting somebody to go to like a streaming platform. But I'm sure if you probably get like, I don't even know what's going to be the count for, but I'm sure you probably got like get like over 1 billion plays, and that may count towards like 1 million. I don't know how they actually count it because they haven't said it, but it's just this was the first weekend. Shout out to Sexy Red.
But do you still get paid and credited for it? Like if you use it and say you kept getting likes or views,
as a creator,
yeah,
you'll get it off of You'll get it off of your likes, but it's just not necessary, and that's why some bigger creators don't use music at all.
Because I was just wondering, like the people who be mashing those songs and shit like that. So like for that, do I get credit? If
you will now, but this is new. This is the first week, so this is something still brand new. So like you're absolutely right. For some of those bigger songs, like when they was doing the Beyonce mashups, or when they was doing even the Baltimore joint, the 5 in the morning, I'm sure if they would have did it earlier, they probably would have. But this is something brand new. But I'm sure realistically, the record labels probably was just like, oh, this is a platform. People be on here all day long. They using this on. They listening to the music on here. Songs is breaking on here. It do make sense to count them though. Think about how many songs people getting hip to just off the strength of, oh, it's on TikTok or if it's on Instagram. This is the case. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you 2 songs that I've heard recently that made me be like, oh, I keep hearing this, John. I want to go. Let me see what it is. One was a Victoria Monet, and of course I'm late. But I'm just not a huge R&B person. But the more I kept hearing, I kept saying like, "Oh, y'all keep hearing everybody on my mama," and it was crazy because Deion did the same joke recently when they was talking about the sunglasses thing. Deion did the joke when he was talking to the kids, and they finished the joke. He was just like, he said, "I look good," and they was like, "On my mama," and he said, "On my hood." And the team, you even got white boys on the team, but they all knew it but guess what though? That part is a popular sound again now on social media because the Victoria Monet joke.
So even like that part. It's a sample. So do the originals?
Oh, Charlie Boy, he definitely, because people, you know what's so crazy? When I did that video and people was in the comment section, boy, you better put some respect on Charlie Boy. So because people from Houston, so he definitely got a clip because that was a sample. They ain't even screw it around or play with it or nothing. That's Charlie Boy from Houston.
Yeah, I was just wondering how that.
So that song, and then I don't know if you're familiar with the Water song. You know what I'm talking about? It's like an Afro beat type of jump. Make me rain, water, make me dance.
I think I've heard it.
But so that was another joint. I kept saying all the workout girls. I'm like, all right, let me go check this song out. That's the power again. When we was talking about the bongo joint last week, that's the power of social media. It's like if that song becomes popular especially with the women. If I follow a bunch of women, it's just like you're gonna eventually get brain. I heard this song. I may not listen to the radio. You think about with the radio. We sit here and say a song, and they play this song a lot. They may realistically only play that song 5 or 10 times a day. But if I'm following thousands of women and hundreds of them are using it on the daily, now they go from me used to listen to the radio and I only heard that song 10 times. Now I heard it 100. So that's the power of social media. So you kind of got to give people their credit for just making that work. What are we going to talk? Oh, yeah. You know what's so funny? I've argued with people about this young lady before, and this kind of goes into the relationship podcast stuff. It goes into just the fake even stuff on Instagram where people try to sell you a lifestyle. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, it's the young lady. Her name is Dana Chanel. And her and her husband, what is her husband? Prince Donnell. I think that was his name on Instagram. I don't follow neither one of them. I think I even blocked him at one point in time. Or they might have just stopped posting when they was going through a lot of legal trouble. But she basically the court ordered her to pay $87,000 back. $87,000 in restitution for misleading customers. And she was one of those people, like literally every day she'll get on social media and be like, it's just it's positive all the time. And for somebody like, I'm cool with putting out positivity, especially early in the morning, but sometimes they be like, bro, it's too much.
What was she selling? Tea?
She has, I want to say no. She got a website called what is it? Is it Spiritual Curls or something like that? Or is it might be Spiritual Curls or something like that. It was spiritual something. It was like she had an app where you should basically send out like scriptures in the morning or something else. And I think she had like,
so how are you misleading?
I think because they was also doing like her husband was doing like I think his joint was called like Jumping Jack Tax. They had some stuff where they were selling courses as well. So it'll be like you can get this for free. Like let's say the description app was free, but then they have like like the online courses that people be selling. Oh, like you can get rich or you can run your business like this and the third. This is how I made this amount of money doing this, or I'm selling you this boss girl lifestyle. Like people, the other thing.
That's what I don't get. I don't get it how you can be like I get it if you were saying I was selling the product. But what's the difference between somebody selling you a timeshare? They sell you, they get you in. For me to get you in, hey, oh yeah, you just won this, spin the wheel, you want a free trip. But now you gotta come sit in our seminar, and then now it's a whole timeshare sale. So I don't get how you get misled then.
I don't know the real details on what she was selling because I never looked into it. But let's just sit here and say,
that's what I'm saying. Now, if you tell me I'm selling a product, a hair product or whatever.
But I'm gonna give you an example. So let's just sit here and say if I'm telling you I'm selling e-courses on how to be successful on social media or how to start your own business. But let's just say if that's not how I really started my business. Or I'm telling you to do certain things, or I'm guaranteeing you certain things, because sometimes your wording got to be careful. Because some people will guarantee you, like, oh, you buy my ebook, I guarantee you'll get 10,000 followers if you follow this program. And that's not you can't guarantee nobody that they're gonna get 10,000 followers if they follow whatever program. If I post this many times a day, like people sell, and the crazy thing is there are people who sell ebooks to how to build your social media following. I can do exactly what you said, word for word, verbatim, and it might not work for me though.
But even when you say the wording, I can guarantee you that. But then I also can have, like, well, damn, you didn't look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still have those.
But guess what? No, you're being realistic, but that's not what you're selling me. And when you sell hopes and dreams and you're adding in the religious part to it, because that's how you kind of sucker some people in, it's like, oh, this religious woman, she wouldn't finesse me. She wouldn't do this to me. And that's how people, you got them. But some people.
How many of y'all be up late at night and you see that damn commercial, the damn holy water?
But listen, Marcus, I listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, you probably had to pay attention to her page. Yeah, I get what you about to say, but she know how to dress it up to where it was just like, I'm just selling positivity. I'm super positive. Oh, this is how you're supposed to treat your husband, and this and what's and I always tell people. I remember arguing with this girl. I'm like, dog, nobody can. This is not the real world. I can wake up my routine.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Every day. Hold on, this one. My routine every day is I'm gonna wake up before I get into my social media. So I'm gonna read my Bible app. But dog, it's still after I do all of that, that don't necessarily mean like I'm trying to clean my energy every morning. I'm trying to do even way I present myself to the world. I want to lead it with positivity. But that don't mean 30 minutes later or an hour when I walk out that door, that life ain't gonna hit me in the balls. So that's all I'm just saying. But she tried to make it like all day long, 24/7. I'm this high and mighty, positive woman. For somebody who, if I got a real spiritual relationship with God, I got my real relationship, I know for a fact that this ain't how it's going to be all day 24/7. Because I know I still be having real moments and life still happen, dog.
I just, when you say misleading, I'm just like, what's the difference between all the, the rest of these companies or how you sell your stuff? That's what I'm saying. If you saying it's like, all right, it's a scam, like, all right, you pay this, I'm taking your credit card information and I'm doing X, Y, and Z, then I get it. But it's just like, if I sell you the product and I got you to come over to this app, now you hear this app, now whatever's in this app, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. I
got a better example for you then. Let's just use it as why girls get mad at the girls who get it's two type of girls people get mad at. They get mad at the girls who go get surgery and then become fitness trainers. Mm-hmm. Because you didn't work out for this body. You sitting here, went and got surgery, and now you're a fitness trainer.
Okay.
So all the girls who actually work out every day, they get frustrated with it. Mm-hmm. Or it's the other ones who go get surgery and then they try to sell you the flat tummy tea. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is how you get your stomach flat like this and the third.
That's why I say when you're telling me a product, I get it, but I'm just saying, for me to say words of inspiration, or I'm trying to guide you, or here's this book, just like what's with the Bama Derek, whatever his name, the one with the guns and all that stuff. Like he's selling those courses and all that, and they
something to do with the tattoos on his face and all that.
And they was like, it's a scam and all this. I get that. But that's what I'm saying. When you say misleading, I'm just like, well, what's the difference between any?
But just let's even use him for example. And don't get it twisted. I don't indulge in a lot of his content, but the way he dress it up, like he'll take like one subject and he'll be like, this is the reason why you should learn how to shoot your guns or whatever case may be. It could be something like he'll do something complete. So that was his way to kind of get you in where it still make like I'm hood, but I'm still trying to teach you how to get money the right way, or I'm trying to teach you these gun classes or whatever his thing is he's selling. So her image was, I'm holier than now. You should follow what I'm telling you because I'm telling you I'm a woman of faith and I'm doing this and the third.
So maybe is that what it is? Because she's using the church. Now that maybe can be misleading. You having people, you know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of stuff where you can't do the whole church thing, but then you selling something too.
I mean, you can. A lot of pastors do, but they find other ways to do it. And I think with the difference between her and even just like, let's compare her to somebody else that's having compare her to Sarah Jakes. Sarah has such a real story. Sarah's such a big pastor, and it's so funny. And I'm gonna tie this back in and we can move on to something else. I remember going to see Sarah when she came here for the woman, and I was literally the only dude there because the name of the tour was Woman Evolve or something like that. I forgot the name verbatim, but it's a seminar that she do. Not even a seminar. She basically just comes from city to city and she preaching for real. But it's just, of course, she's a woman preacher, so the majority of her audience are women. So I literally, this was I forgot what church this was. It was in Brandywine, and I literally was the only dude in there. Her sister made a joke about it because I was the only dude in there. So whatever the case may be, is she went from doing smaller churches to this. She literally just did it over this weekend. They in Dallas. No, they did the baseball arena. I mean, the baseball stadium. Like, it was like, what you talking about, 60, 90,000 people. I think that stadium, the one said, I think her TDJ said, I think it hold like 60,000 people. No, you sitting here saying going from doing small churches to doing a arena jump, the same exact conference where you was going city to city. Now I'm not even going to go. I'm gonna make everybody come to Dallas, and 60,000 people came out to see this dog. So, but that's my whole point of it is. But her story, Sarah's story, is more relatable. Sarah would be like, "Oh, I used to bartend in the strip club. I had a kid when I was 14 years old. Like all the things that I'm not supposed to do. And my dad is TD Jakes. I did everything that y'all did. So I'm not preaching on some holier than thou. No, I'm not perfect, and I do have multiple baby fathers. And but guess what? But more, it's easier for more women to understand and relate to that story than it is the girl who wake up, hey guys, read the Bible. Like that's not realistic to people. If I want to get a relationship with God, I cannot realistically look at the person who come off and portray themselves as perfect. I can find it with the person who just super regular, like you regular, just like me. You had hard times and you figured your way out where you're going. But like I said, we ain't got to drag it out too much longer. Like I said, I don't feel no sorry for the girl owing that 87,000. I feel like she should have paid that up because I felt like that was like a scam anyway. Let that load up and we can come right back to you. I'm sorry, but Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown said you got 15,000 songs. Travis Hunter is injured. Kelly Price, Bill Maher, Glorilla. Make me sweat. Make me wanna. What's the lead?
22-19.
Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. It has to be the FBI that came into my house on Bob Marley's death day with the 511 agent gas unwarranted. They kidnapped me twice.
Make me sweat.
Just like campus.
Smart move. But if I was him, I would have been like Verb and Hitman, and you would have been the one I talked to.
What you got?
Like, I don't give a fuck if you fucking this nigga. Just tell him stop spewing the business. If niggas found out you was fucking the help, that could really ruin your image. We talking Barack and Michelle, Cap and Rim. Nigga, that's us. Y'all the poster child symbol for black love. Niggas really think that y'all marriages still have to go through them stages. Every interview, he showed his admiration and tell the world how he think his woman the greatest. That nigga held you down in prison for 6 years.
people don't know what we playing right now, it's from Remy Ma Battle League.
Tell the world hottest woman the greatest. Nigga, he held you down for 6 years. I know it was nice, he cried big tears. He still about you by the biggest accomplishment, front row giving you big tears. Now y'all got a beautiful baby girl who oh so amazing. He'll be damned if you lose to this bozo with braces. Hey, the world ain't never supposed to know what you and me going through. But this nigga behind closed doors running his mouth like a hoe supposed to do. Got niggas making blogs and YouTube. People arguing in the comments that those posts is true. Cause them TMZ and shame on outlets, they only know you. Listen, they only know you. Listen, he took you out to the best foods. When you ain't feeling good, he put you back in the best foods. So he be damn to see you get stepped to by a nigga he slapped out and stood over like a step stool.
I don't know how you can hear it or how loud or clear it was, but that was what was that? What's his name? It ain't Remnitty. I think it's Gotti. I think his name. Hold on, what is his? Yeah, Geechee Gotti versus
Crystal bye. All right, good games, bye.
The hell? Geechee Gotti versus Easy the Block Captain. Easy the Block Captain is
She look dusty, musty, crusty, lusty, husty.
Yeah, so that was Easy the Block Captain. He was going. I don't know if you remember. Remy was taking him like everywhere. She took him on Jason Lee.
That's
I want to say. He took him to Joe Button Jones a couple times. Matter of fact, I want to say he was on Joe Button Jones like 2 or 3 times. So anyway, they basically were trying to sit here and say it's rumors that him and her was cheating, and that's why Papoose, I guess, stole on him. And then I think it was a clip of him responding to that. I want to say it's on. It may have been on. They may have put it on the other blogs. I want to say I think they did. Give me 1 second. I think he did respond to that. He did. Oh.
You want to know the details? Nigga, keep this on the DL. If you heard a nigga did something to me over a female and he ain't dead, it's probably because I still got the female. Nigga, do it. Ah! The D rest. You want to know?
So that, and the crazy thing is, it's just like, no, I'm not gonna lie. Remy Ma better than me because Remy Ma come off so aggressively and so tough when you hear her and see her speak. Dog, to watch her literally stand right. He was saying all that. She was right there. He was rapping that verse to Remy Ma. This is her battle league. So for people who don't know where a battle league is, it's just like if you ever grew up watching Smack. That's what it is. It's basically a battle league. Remy Ma got her own battle league. It's called Chrome 23, and this event was at her show. So the headliner to that show was the dude that she's allegedly supposed to be cheating with on Papoose, which is crazy that Papoose held that woman down for 8 summers. That was the name. What was her name of her album? I think it was supposed to be 8 summers or 7 summers. One of them, 8 or 7 summers, though. For you to sit here and hold a woman down, and then she come out and she gets sexy and look 100 times better. I don't know what she'd have done, but Remy Ma hit a complete 360 on niggas, and Remy Ma looked like that. For this man to be on stage spilling your tea and he just preaching to you like a pastor, I'm like, oh my God, dog, this is bugging out right now. It's no, like, that was the most professionalism of all time because Remy just took it like a champ. She ain't make no facial expression. She just let him cook. And he was cooking. He was cooking like he was Dame littered at half court and hit that watch. You know what time it is. It's Dame time. That was a tough one. And I don't even, how do you go home to that? Like her and Pat, dog, if you, me and Papoose still live in the same house, if you Papoose, what are you doing if that's the jump after that, dog?
What can you do?
Man,
if it's not true, what can you really do?
How can it not be true? He actually put hands on his boy.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. But let's just say it's not true. But even still, it's a part of the business. You got to sell your brand. Like sometimes you got to take that L in pride. You got to take that L. It is what it is.
I'm not taking that L. I'm sorry.
Then you tripping. Then you're gonna mess up your business.
If I'm what's a business?
We are married. This is a business. We have too much invested in this situation for you to sit here and trip off of that shit. How many people you didn't sit here and did whatever battle rapping? Like, you can't take it personally. You know it's a part of the business. I'm gonna go as low as I can go.
So okay, I think you missing it. So I get what you're saying. So if it's not true, of course, yeah, cool. I'm gonna go with the business. It is what it is. But I'm asking you a question: is as a man, what if it was true?
You still gotta take that on the chin.
So you gonna take your wife cheating on you and then still sitting here putting her side joint as the headliner?
Right? She's the breadwinner, right?
Is she?
I'm asking.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what
I don't know Papoose.
Career wise, compared to between the two, it ain't too much of a huge difference in their rap career. Yeah, Remy Ma got bigger songs, but are you talking about right now, current day? What's the difference between her and Papoose?
I don't know, but I mean,
she is the bigger name, of course. But outside of her being the bigger name,
I don't know. But I mean, it can be possible.
Okay, is she the breadwinner? No, I'm sorry, no. The breadwinner would have to be an extreme difference. Like the breadwinner for me to take that on the chin would have to be Nicki Minaj's husband and me. Like if the way do we know for a fact it's the Nicki Minaj is the breadwinner her relationship, that will be the only way I could take that on the chin. If I'm Nicki's husband and I know I don't have to do nothing.
Okay, that was Cardi being Offset. If you was Offset, you gonna take it on the chin?
No, the hell I'm not. How and why? Nigga, I still get booked just as much as she do. You're
and
crazy.
You still gonna get booked, but that's what I'm saying. So if you jumped out the window and you sitting here, you're gonna jeopardize everything. For what? For
Marcus, listen, hold on, time. If I'm Offset, ain't no man in God's green earth rapping that verse in front of me like that. Are you crazy, dog? Did you hear what this nigga was saying, though? He was talking to her like he was a goddamn father, dog, and he was disappointed that she out here having sex with the help. You know, dog, nah. I would, if that was clear, I would play it back so you can hear what this man was saying verbatim, though. He was taking her to church, dog. There is no way as a man I'm letting dog. That house, dog, oh my God, no, dog. We can't be in the same house together.
And he's still doing shows with her, right?
This just happened this weekend.
That's what I'm saying. So, but that been out for a minute now, that whatever happened between them. Ain't nothing else happening.
I mean, they not on no new Love and Hip Hop, so no, they ain't done no shows together.
No. I'm talking about the allegations that came out.
Mm-hmm.
That was a while ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're still together, right?
Who, Papoose and Remy? I mean, I don't know. I follow Remy, and she posts like she been posting. They was together before these allegations. She posts like she's single all the time. Like she posts super thirsty pictures. So I don't know. But if I seen Papoose on her page, no. But do I see them out? And that was the difference between Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor. You're absolutely right. Every time I see Remy Ma and have a big moment, Papoose is right there. And you got to think about it. Back in the day, Papoose and Fat Joe even got into it before. And for them two to be super cool now and squash all their situations just off the strength of Remy Ma, all I'm just saying here saying as a man, though, that's asking for a lot. It's no way in the world. This is going viral. But did you hear his response, though?
But my question:
if you heard somebody do something to me about a woman and you see, and I ain't do nothing to do this because I still got the woman, though, you.
But then what? For the ladies, what is the difference between the way you sit here and embarrass me, and I got to sit here and sit through it and take and take you back?
Because I'm the breadwinner, like you just said. So I mean, you're absolutely right. It's hypocritical. We hypocrites. It's double standards with everything. You're absolutely right. If this was a man and this happened with his wife and he was the breadwinner, you would expect for her to take it on the chin. You're absolutely right.
That's all. That's what I say. I just don't. I feel like we a brand. I can't fuck up the brand now. Like you put hands on them, cool. Let them, But at the end of the day, something is going on. Like, well, all right, you paying me off to keep cool. Like, I'm gonna let this shit ride. I'm gonna let it, I'm not gonna fuck your money up.
Man, I hear you, but as a man, that's a tough ego blow, though. And especially as this going viral now. This clip I did, the second clip I played, it's on the Shade Room and all them other blogs. It's on all them jokes. So as a man, though, that's knocking on your ego. That's on your door daily. I'm sorry. I hear what you're saying, but it's on your door daily. Let's switch gears. Let's do a little bit of spoiler alerts with TV. We're not gonna talk about the Shy yet, but let's get into a little bit of Tommy because I feel like Tommy is an easier one to just throw in here and we can bounce out of that. Dog. What's the brother name? Jadine or whatever the brother name is. The younger
Diamond?
brother with no, not Diamond. What's the other brother? I think his name starts with a J or something. Whatever the brother with the cauliflower ear. But dog, he is ridiculous hitting that. Oh my. Like he on some junkie stuff. Like he's really a junkie. He literally pulled up to a strip and bought some heroin to hit. After he just killed somebody, though. Did you watch when he hit that joint? He get the licking his tongue out and all that. I'm like, oh my God. Dog, you are a whole junkie out here. And you know he's so high. Yo, you're riding around in a car. You just killed somebody in this car, dog. Say no to drugs, kids. If you're listening to this, say no to drugs, because that is ridiculous, dog. He literally was so high that this man just literally killed somebody, and he is riding around in this person's car getting high.
Get rid of evidence, right?
What's the evidence? What you mean? How you getting rid of evidence?
I taking the car. You say he was riding around in his car, or
no, in the car. He rode around in the car. The dude he killed.
Is the dude in the car with him?
No, he left the body. He left the body. The dude ain't in the car. But still, if you get caught with, but what I'm saying is, if you would have got caught in that car, you get caught with somebody you just literally you're in a you use the car, so you're basically in evidence right now because you use the car as a weapon. You strangled him with the seatbelt.
I saw him strangled with the seatbelt. Maybe I didn't pay attention when he drove off.
Yeah, that was different. Shout out to Tommy because they picking up the pace. And Tommy just don't be rocking, dog. That's why you just gotta love Tommy because he just not going for. And it's so funny because you watch, if you watch the Shy and you watch Tommy show and his took place in Chicago, it's just two different
parts of Chicago.
Exactly. Because the way and it was so crazy because a homie of mine wrote me in a comment section when I posted the joke about the Shy. He was just like, man, Emmett, he just too soft. And I'm like, everybody on that show just letting this old head run around him. But I'm like, dog, you just think about this too. Like, I'm looking at the other version of the Shy on Tommy Jones. It's like, bro, Duda would not last a second on a show with Tommy. Tommy would not be playing none of that.
But you can't say that. I think it just feel like if I got the fear already in the city and the community, you're gonna do at my disposal. You just like that motherfucking Spanish nigga, man. Where he put that motherfucking?
Okay, but he put the people's hands in the joint. He basically froze their hand and then chopped it off, so it was no blood shattered or nothing. But you listen to what you're saying though. Tommy still played with him though. He still robbed him.
But that's Tommy coming. Like I said, but in that area, everybody's like, oh no, we're not gonna be.
Yeah, we're not playing with him. We're not playing with him. But Tommy didn't care.
I just feel like even with the old head nigga, you know what I'm saying? They all saying like, all right. But what did Tommy do? He fucked up their whole family little organization. So I just feel like Tommy's just a different breed coming from somewhere else. Because even with Diamond is a neighborhood legend, but did he know what lines not to cross?
Not to cross you. You're absolutely right. You're right. And Tommy willing to cross all of them.
Yeah, because he gonna get what he want to get.
Tommy gonna play tic-tac-toe. I'm gonna cross every line. It don't make a difference. I'm cool with it.
Because I feel like he also know that he can know the outcome of, like, I did this shit in New York. I was seeing,
millions of dollars.
Yeah, so nothing. This shit right here is child's play
for sure. It is, and that's how he treated. Even when he got him in the girl
because
face.
it's not even the city. This is suburbs. I can, way more than I was moving around in the city.
In the city doing whatever I want. But even when he got in that girl face, when he was trying to sit here and figure out if she killed, and like he knew for a fact, like, I know you killed her. Just say it. Get it over with. And when I figure out what you really did, it's a done deal. I do like, what was this? What's that, episode 2 or 3? It's 3, episode 3 now. Episode 3 for Tommy. I'm waiting for Rap-ish to come back. I think they're supposed to come back in November, and then Raising Kanan to be back in December. I ain't gonna hold you. That writer strike is getting tough, and I seen some people catching slack on it. I don't.
If that shit not finished or recorded,
it's a dub. Even for certain shows. What's the Joe?
Winning Time.
Oh yeah, they canceled Winning Time. I never watched that anyway because I felt like that was one of the shows. It was cool during the pandemic, but after real basketball back on, why am I watching this? I'm not like, I don't have that much free time where if I got to pick and choose, if I'm going to be picking up a bunch of TV shows or I'm going to be actually watching sports, and give me the real sports. I ain't watching no TV show about an outcome that I already know what's going on. Yeah, but Winning Time, I'm talking about even like some of those, the nighttime junk, Bill Maher, he's catching backlash right now because he like, I'm bringing mine back. I don't care. Like, I don't care about no writer strike. I can write my own stuff. And then also with what's the Sherry Shepherd and what's the other lady? Jennifer Hudson. So Jennifer Hudson, they both was supposed to release on the same day. Jennifer Hudson didn't take as well to the backlash, and she was just like, all right, I'm gonna push my day back. And Sherry Shepherd was like, no, I'm cool. I'm still dropping mine. I don't care what y'all talking about. And it's crazy because for some people it's gonna be like, how long are you gonna be able to hold out on this writer strike?
I can tell you that now. It's about to get rough.
But you know what's so crazy about this and that kind of, remember we had that conversation about would you rather be on a 50 Cent show or would you rather be on one of these other shows on a major network. But look at it for the people that's on 50 shows. They can still go outside and do hostings. 50 bought all of them out at the Chicago show.
Yeah, but I think it's a big difference, though.
What? I can still get to eat.
Yeah, you still get to eat. You still can do it, but I think you also got to be that person, too. Like Tyreek and what's name can do it. I don't think everybody can do it.
Well, Effie can. Because I follow Effie, and I watch Effie throw up a joint on the Jones like, hey, I'm ready to come back outside. I'm about to start hosting parties again.
I get it for a female. Yes, you can. It's easy for a female. We know that. Shit, how many girls be seen on the fly and don't be at the actual show? So we can get it for a female, but the rest of them, like, just off your, like, hey, I'm such and such character, you laugh at that. Like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't care. You're not going there for them. And even nowadays, who's really going to a Tyreek and what's the name party? Besides a younger crowd.
Yeah, I mean, of course, a younger crowd, but I'm sure people have. I mean, they did. I've watched them do enough shows and bookings.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's only going to, let's just say they can't come back right now, right? You can't keep going just hosting shows. You actually you need them checks.
No, for sure you need them checks. Of course you do. So
that's what I'm saying. I guess 50 may find his ways around, or he might give you another outlet to use. But that shit is about to hurt people.
No, but the crazy thing is, and I think 50 is smart enough to know realistically he ain't gonna let his people starve, because he understands how important they are and how their upkeep. Like when you see Braden and you see Tyreek, they look like I'm really getting money. Like I look like I'm on the #1 show in the culture. Like they look like.
But that's why I just feel like even in today's society, I think it's just more of what your image is. The hell with your personal life. And I think that's what our problem. We get so much access to people's personal life and we keep judging, oh, well, damn, they not together. You know what I'm saying? Like if the image is kept up, oh, we still look happy. We take pictures together, oh, these family pictures, we in this, then that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't need to know what you do in your, you know what I'm saying, your personal, behind when you're not on camera or whatever the case may be. Yeah. And that's why I feel I just looking at that, like, yeah, we don't know what Tyreek and them, but just seeing it, it's like, all right, it's cool, it's cute, you know what I'm saying? But like, all right, yeah, maybe behind closed door, Braden is a dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know that. And we don't need to know that. But that's why I said, like, with just people, your likeness.
Yeah, I think so. But I think the difference is the difference between somebody who's actually on a real TV show and people who are social media famous. Braden and Tyreek have the privilege to not have to give so much to social media because I'm on an actual TV show. Some of these people, like your Jocelyn's or Erica Mena's, like I get checks because of social media. So I have to, and even just regular crazy things when I started, and I knew I didn't follow a lot of them blog pages for so long because they play every clip of the Baddies East or this on Love and Hip Hop. I'm like, bro, I don't want to see this. And they post so much. The only
thing that's on TV.
So, TV of course, but what I'm saying is though, is the difference for them is they need those clips. You ain't gonna see no clip of Power on the Shade Room. They don't need it. So that's what the difference is. They are real celebrities. I'm not a social media celebrity. So that's why you don't need peace. I don't have to sell myself or even you don't even have to know who I'm dating because I don't need it.
But what I think is just remember how we had that conversation the other day about you was asking about why the players gotta wear suits on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's more of the branding. Or even the, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we got these blogs, but I feel like market-wise, corporate-wise, we can post this Baddie East. We not gonna get in trouble, what's the name? But if we sit here and post stars, power, you know what I'm saying? Like, stars might come to us like, all right, cease and desist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. But I don't think they will because I mean they understand the promo. The reason why, and because even if you go on Twitter, like especially with the power, like if you put hashtag for Power Force, they even got like a little car to come up with their John. Like so, it's the hashtag Power Force.
But I don't need the bad image on my too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you send this,
it probably depends on what they're using
like
it for.
If Tyreek or somebody just got he just got locked up, they got in a fight or something like that. They don't want that on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like some people try to, no, don't post this. And I feel like that's why even with the blogs, who you associate with, like of course we know the little Baddies East. That's what they run off of, but like up at these other places, like even with that whole 50 Cent about hitting the girl with the microphone, that shit died down.
Yeah, because I think because why it died down. One because a lot of media people like 50 Cent, and 50 Cent still do everybody interviews, so nobody don't want to get on 50 Cent bad side. And then two, niggas know 50 Cent is petty enough to sue somebody.
Yeah,
you know 50 Cent will sue you for something slight. So if you try to drag this conversation out and it's not, ain't no need to drag it out, you might find yourself in a courtroom playing with 50. So I think it's different ways. Just certain people, it's the way how they kind of carry their business or how they conduct stuff. So people play with 50 a little bit differently. Let that junk load up real quick. YouTube, let me find some, so I won't leave you just right here in the dark while I take a piss break. Come on, my boy. Make me
Yeah, how you wanna do it? Pissing hundreds on the ground, that's what we shoot. And I can spend the bitches like I'm hoping. Give me that advance and I recoup. Yeah, how you wanna do it? 50s and hundreds on the ground, that's what we shooting. Yeah, how you wanna do it? 50s and hundreds on the ground, that's what we shooting. And I can spend the bitches like I'm hoping. Soon as they give me that advance and I recouping. Yeah, how you wanna do it? 50s and hundreds on the ground is what we shooting. These niggas be stealing flows, these niggas looting. I asked lil' mama, could I fuck her? Absolutely. How you wanna do it? We bout to make a movie, girl. How you wanna shoot it? You say you getting money, nigga. How you gonna prove it? If I give you a P right now, how you gonna move it? And we got cameras in the stool for the intruders. And you the type to talk behind computers. Man, I swear these niggas weird. Don't come and tell me about a check unless it clear. I had to leave some people on in the rear. 2020, man, it's been a crazy year. Gotta put the rubber on, no babies over here. I called your Uber, ain't no waiting inside of here. Thanking God that niggas made it here. Tell the way to bring the Moet, we don't do beer. I be singing to these bitches like I'm Zooey. We just stepped inside this bitch, don't care about who here. Yeah, how you wanna do it? 50s and hundreds on the ground is what we shooting. And I can spend the bitches like I'm hoping. Soon as they give me that advance and I'm recouping. Yeah, how you wanna do it? 50s and hundreds on the ground is what we shooting.
Ooh, I got you all in check. Ooh, I got you.
There she go. Shakira! She ain't stopping for you. Shakira, right? You gotta turn around, man.
So people who don't know what that is, that's Tiffany Haddish after the VMAs basically yelling out Shakira, Shakira, and she was chasing down Shakira in a party, and Shakira just kept walking, never paid Tiffany Haddish no attention. And then Tiffany Haddish got mad because people on social media made a big deal of it. And of course, they brought back up the video where she got mad when she was at a baseball game, and the girl kept calling her name out, Tiffany, Tiffany, hey. And then she spazzed out on the girl. So people don't remember that little. So that's Tiffany Haddish when that video at that baseball game went viral, and she got mad. Well, she was mad at a fan for kept yelling out her name, and then you end up doing the same exact thing.
She be too lit. Because even watching like the little clips that I seen her, like she was in the back. I forgot who it was, but like, you know, she was in the camera frame, and she was like just doing the most, like you never been here before. Like
she might be getting too lit. She may be getting too drunk or something. I don't necessarily know what it is, but I do think that was just like, it's cringy because it's so funny. And you know what's so crazy? I think sometimes a lot of people, it was a video of it was because of that VMA, it was that orange dress. What's Chloe's sister named Holly? She basically I want to say it was in the comment section where Lyra Galore, people who don't know, I'm sure y'all know who Lyra Galore is. She used to date Rick Ross, and then she ended up having a baby with P from QC. And she was saying because the way Holly boobs was sitting and saying, oh, them look like pregnant boobs. So a girl called her out, and she was just like, didn't you want people to give you the decency when you didn't want people to know that you was pregnant? You got upset with people.
Mm-hmm.
And now you sitting here doing the same exact thing that people was doing to you and you got mad. And she was just like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. You being delusional. I never said that. So you know what social media do. Somebody found the old tweet of her saying something, pulled it up a receipt and dropped it, and they dragged her in the shade room. So that's the crazy thing is like people kind of forget things that you get upset about, or you don't the way you want to be treated, and then when you in the shoes on the other foot, now you kind of looking at it like, oh, why you da. So it happens a lot to a lot of celebrities because I think they kind of sometimes you forget that you are a celebrity, or you forget the things that you said, or the things you criticize other people for. And you know what? Just to double back down on the DJ Envy real quick, I wonder, do people try Envy just because of size? And y'all know I always do this just jokingly when I say doing the like push-ups and stuff, because even when I thought about it, of course, when I said with the age thing with Nicki husband, but I still kind of look at it like he don't look like no small fragile dude. Like even just his demeanor, the way he carry himself, I do think that people know like, all right, if you get into it's gonna be he gonna give you a night. It's gonna be a long night for you. He ain't about to just lay down like no punk. But I just even pay attention to even just like. And don't get it twisted, even with that Envy clip with Diddy, Envy definitely ain't back down from Diddy at all. Like he had that same smoke he would have for anybody else who brought up his wife. Envy kept that same energy, and it was so funny because the next day Charlamagne started calling him Suge Light, basically because he light skinned and said, "You nigga, you acting like Suge Knight." But just the thing with it is just like I wonder, do people try him a lot more because he just got like a frail figure? And I mean, if you don't know what that means, then go just look at what DJ Envy looked like. He just looked like a frail man, where it's like another man with a man body kind of may feel like they can play with him. And that was even like the case with Tyrese. But that was just something that I forgot to flush out on my brain when we was talking about it. And again, sending prayers out to Travis Hunter, because when we talked about that Colorado game, we didn't talk about how Travis Hunter got hit with a dirty. I'm surprised that dude didn't get thrown out the game when he made that hit, because that was an extremely dirty hit, and he put him out, and now he may be out for like 3 weeks, and that's crazy because these next two big games are against real powerhouse teams, and they're gonna really need him, and they're gonna miss him a lot, not playing on both ends of the field. And I guess we can kind of just double into some of the NFL scores over the weekend, I just want to say, and a lot of y'all love to give me pushback when I sit here and tell y'all Justin Herbert is dog doo-doo. He's overrated. Only reason why people cherish him is because he's white. The San Diego Chargers, they used to be San Diego. The Los Angeles Chargers are 0-2. And it's just so crazy. And it's a dude I follow, and he a Raiders fan. He always talk trash about Russell Wilson because I think they all in the same division. But I say, why are people so quick and so hard on Russell Wilson for being 0-2, but nobody don't say nothing about Justin Herbert?
Because he still put up the numbers.
Yeah, but the numbers and you lose, what does that mean?
I mean, that's just it. You can't play on both sides of the field. If you put up the points scoring wise, they put up 35. And the other team scored. They only lost by a point. That's your defense. Just like when they blew the game against Jacksonville. It was your defense. You was up 18. It's your defense. You can't play both sides of the field.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't.
I mean, no. I'm just saying, taking like just even with us right now, our offense is struggling, but the defense is scoring all the points. So I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like we can talk. I can be like, well, damn, Pickett is not the quarterback for us right now, but our defense is doing what you know what I'm saying, doing what they're supposed to do. So I can't blame, if we lose the game, the offense wasn't putting up enough points. You see, if your defense is stopping people, then you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like you then now I can blame her because he ain't putting no points on the board. I can blame my quarterback because he's not putting points up. They're not even getting first down.
Yeah, but you lost to Tennessee though.
Okay. That's the same like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, you got the best wide receiver in the league. You put up 400 twice. I mean, damn near almost 400 2 games in a row, and you lost.
Yeah, because you couldn't get in the end zone. So it's
but that's what I'm. But you put up the numbers though.
So this is a difference, and this is why I love to do.
Maybe that's my question: is what do you see as him playing bad, or what are you saying he's?
It's the difference between putting up numbers and not getting in the end zone though.
But he gets in the end zone.
You don't. He don't
35
got no
points.
Okay, so what that was one. That was the first game that's the game you lost to Miami. You ain't put up 35 this week.
Yeah, they did.
So who? No, they didn't. They was 35. Like 20. It was 20 something.
I'm telling you, I think it was 35, 34.
That was the Dolphins game. That wasn't the game that they just played against the Titans. They lost it. Yeah, wasn't they kicked the field? It was like 20 something. It was like 27-24. Yeah, then Titans kicked the field goal to win. That's not putting up points. What's that, nigga? That's 3 touchdowns.
I still think he had a good numbers. I don't know what I'm saying. Stat wise, I think.
Listen to what I'm saying though, Marcus. That's cool, but just throwing up numbers and not getting in the end zone, it don't matter. I'd rather get in the end zone. I don't need the numbers. Listen to what I'm saying. I'd rather have a Dak game and win than sit here than be 0-2.
Okay, so my question, would you rather have last year, right? You would rather have Patrick Mahomes numbers in the end outcome or Jalen Hurts who won the MVP, right?
What you mean? Jalen Hurts ain't win no MVP?
Who won the MVP last year?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But he won the regular season MVP and the Super Bowl MVP.
So that's what I'm saying. So who numbers would you rather have? Patrick Mahomes putting up more, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you go off of? Because if I'm putting up the numbers,
you putting up numbers, but you still losing, dog. That don't matter.
So what do we really glorify though?
The wins, because guess what? This is my only thing is, and because I watch enough and I listen to enough sports, and I can just tell the difference between. And y'all hate to make it racy, but it is what it is. No, because he's white. No, you sit here, niggas still questioning Lamar Jackson. He 2-0. They still questioning just Jalen Hurts. They 2-0.
But that's what I'm saying. But I think, but even when you look at it, okay, Lamar won the first game was off of. It wasn't off of him. It wasn't him off of him being the quarterback. It was off of the running game. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like
but it was raining though. So I can't force the run. I can't force to throw the ball in the rain.
But that's what I'm saying. But when you're looking at a quarterback, what do you so you're not adding the numbers? That's just like if you say, well, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. What are you saying? You saying Peyton Manning put up better numbers than Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Right?
So
Tom Brady got more.
So guess what? Guess what? And everybody will look at me stupid if I sit here and say because Peyton Manning has better numbers than Tom Brady. But guess what? People will throw in my face. Well, guess what? He don't got. He don't got more rings than Tom Brady. When we talk about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, LeBron James got better numbers than Michael Jordan in every category. But guess what? People going to throw them rings in your face. That's what I'm saying. People make it. You pick and choose when you want to make it about the stats and when you want to make it about wins and losses. When it comes to a black quarterback, they will try to make it numbers and everything else. I gotta have numbers and I gotta sit here and still win games because you sitting here giving him a pass, but saying it's always because the defense ain't good. Well, you ain't putting up 40 and 50. You still went down and didn't score.
But I just feel like I get it what you're trying to say, but I just feel like there's what other quarterback are we sitting there talking about? It's not too many quarterbacks that you can sit here and have a conversation about. Baker Mayfield's 2-0. We not even. They don't even talk about him. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like because of you going off an image. What is the yes, Justin Herbert is a face for the league. Kirk Cousins. They don't even. You know what I'm saying? Like Kirk Cousins. They don't. They talk about Jared. I mean the wide receiver more than they talk about Kirk Cousins. I just think this is a face. You don't. What else do you have to talk about? Jimmy Garoppolo. What is he doing for Vegas right now?
They lost. They still
That's
losing.
what I'm saying. That right. That's what I'm saying. But what's Derek Carr? Like I said, I don't think the other quarterbacks you don't have nothing else to talk about. So yes, we did. They still want to talk about Justin Herbert. He's still putting up the numbers, but he's still losing.
You putting up numbers and losing. I'm not a fan, and it only work for white quarterbacks. That's my point. That's all it is. It worked for white quarterbacks. It don't work for nobody else. I guess let's get to another relationship topic, and a topic that had all the black women losing their mind and I'm not going to lie to y'all. Though I say this a lot every week, but women are some of the most harshest mother people on social media. Though when that news broke that Jeezy filed divorce from Jeannie Mai, though they pulled up every clip of this woman. They sit here and was going crazy in the comment section. Though it was ridiculous. It was not a platform that didn't post that and did not get a huge reaction from black women posting that situation. And the question that I also asked on the internet was, do you think realistically you can be in a healthy long-term relationship with somebody who doesn't have the same cultural upbringing as you?
Yeah. I think she used them. Let's be honest.
Used them for what?
To have a baby. Because she could have stayed married with the dude who wanted to have a child.
But
her ex, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She could have stayed married with him. So for you to just sit here and you got her in a relationship, got married, had the baby, and now they are divorced. And they were saying it's been a while. Just like with Teyana Taylor. They said it's probably been a while they've been separated. The baby not even what, 2?
No.
I just think she, And you had a prenup?
I mean, the prenup was in Jeezy's favor, though. I mean,
it's in even one. I mean, I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like it was just, all right, I just need one baby.
So you feel like she was using him or he was using her?
I think this ain't Jeezy's first kid, isn't it?
No, this is third.
Oh,
and the crazy thing is he literally just had a newborn before they got together.
Yeah, but why would he be using her? To what?
To clean up his image.
Clean up his image for what? He been cleaned up. He ain't Jeezy. That he ain't young Jeezy. He's Jeezy now.
Yeah, but he's like, nigga, he's a New York Times bestseller now.
But that I still don't think that he used her to clean up his image. I don't think she
Yeah, I think I hear what you're saying, but I think it helped make his image look cleaner. It's a woman on daytime TV. She got a clean image. It made him look a little bit more cleaner. I mean, I don't know. I don't just think, me personally, I don't necessarily know. And when I say the same cultural, because somebody wrote in my comment section and they was saying, why do it got to be about race? I'm not saying it's about race, because I was dating an Asian girl from Atlanta, and she was hood. Like, she sound like, if I didn't tell you she was Asian, when she talked, she sound like Lotto. She sound like an Atlanta motherfucker. She literally got the whole super slang, heavy country tone in her voice and everything. She literally sound like a country black woman from Atlanta. Like, you would never know that this was an Asian woman from Atlanta. So it's like, and she listened to all the 21 and everybody else, like she from Zone 6.
But
so
yeah,
I don't
but
necessarily,
she have to have something black towards her.
So you're missing.
No,
so what I'm
you
saying
date
is,
somebody whose culture is not the same as yours. That's what you should be. That's
what I'm asking. Culturally differences. Do y'all have different?
But you saying you dating somebody who still act black. But I'm talking about culture.
No, it's not. You don't necessarily even have to act black. It's just you understand black culture. Like, I don't necessarily know if I'm not. I don't follow the Kardashians, so I can't use them for example. But it's some people who just understand black culture. Because there's some black people who love Taylor Swift. Like, to me, I feel like it will be a culturally difference between me and them. Like, I'm sure it's some black. It might not be a lot, but it's some black people out here who be like, "Oh, I take Taylor Swift over Beyonce." So that to me would be somebody that's a culturally difference. That would be somewhere where we're different at. Or you'll sit here and say, I like NSYNC, I don't like the Hot Boys. You can be black and that can be your get down. So, but for me, that still will be a cultural difference. It don't have nothing to do with race. It's just a cultural difference part. So I would just be like, yeah, I'm cool on that. That one couldn't work for me. Like, I don't care, but it's not about the race thing. It's about culturally.
But you check off all the other boxes.
What you mean?
If she checks out all the other boxes, you still can't do it because she's not culturally hip. If she checks out everything else, she's perfect. Everything else, she'd take care of you, clean, cook.
Yeah, because we still bump heads with certain things. Like,
but what would you bump heads with? I mean, that's just so you saying you wouldn't change
your music preference, your TV preference. Like, if you want to watch Grey's Anatomy instead of watching The Chi, like, I'm cool, bro. I don't want no parts of that. I don't want you want to watch.
I mean, yeah, you can still watch.
You want to watch Friends, and I want to watch Power.
Bro, that's what we got two different TVs for.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So we never gonna be able to talk about it then. We not gonna be able to have a conversation about The Chi. We're not gonna be able to have a conversation about Insecure. You want to talk about Friends? Nah, dog. Those little things, those little conversations is what keep relationships together. If you sit here and think, oh, I'm gonna go in one room and watch my TV show, and you go in the other room and watch your TV, then who's she talking about that show with? Somebody else. She want to get her thoughts off to somebody. That's why I be so many large Facebook groups when it comes to these TV shows and all this other things, because they want to get their opinion off. They want to talk about it.
But you will make a sacrifice. Like, all right, let me see what you watching. You said you watching.
Yeah, but how?
Keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yes, but how many times am I going to sacrifice? If all her shows is Friends, Sex and the City, Grey's Anatomy, whatever, a bunch of other white shows, dog, I'm sorry. I'm checking out. No, it ain't gonna happen.
But you don't like the reality shit.
What, like Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah.
I know. I don't watch none of them shows, but But guess what? I'm still I'm not culturally clueless to it. I still know who some of those people are. The bigger name people, I know who that is. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, but I know who Erica Mena is. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, but I know who Rennie Rucci is.
So if they watch Tyler Perry stuff like that, those shows you found.
I'm cool, but guess what? I don't watch Sisters, but guess what I do? I know who DeVal is. Why? Because I listen to his podcast. So yeah, so you're proving my point. I don't necessarily have to indulge in that show.
If it's so basically what you're saying, if she's watching the black shows, is cool, but the white shows I can't. Like if you might not be watching the same type of like The Chi and all that, but if you watching just black shows in general, I can relate to you.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is not even just the shows. We talking about sitting here and saying if it's the shows, the music, and then you want to sit here and say, well, I like Justin Herbert. He's my kind of quarterback. He doesn't run. He just sits in the pocket. No, I'm cool, dog. And guess what? And I'm not saying
everybody got an opinion and a preference, right?
You guess what? But that is where
I feel like that makes it kind of strong when we not on the same. Like you dislike, you like Pepsi. I like, you know what I'm saying? You got to have some difference. I don't want you to be the same person.
I don't want you to be the same person, but I don't necessarily know how that's gonna be I can tolerate it to a certain extent. Like it was me and a homegirl of mine, we was having an argument because she was mad at Stephen A because she felt like he did a lot of tap dancing. And then I told her though, and she's a 40 where it's like with ESPN, where she was like, well, how he was kicking in certain black people back. Like it's just like his tone, the way when he was on Joe podcast, the way he speak differently now from the way his actions was previously when he just been on shows where she felt like he didn't show up for certain people. And I do watch him go out his way now. Like even this week when they talking about the Commanders and they being 2-0, and shout out to the Commanders for being 2-0, he bigged up Eric the Enemy. He was like, that turnaround, and even because Kansas City's struggling with it, getting points on the board. You talking about it's 2 weeks, they ain't scored over 20 points yet. So just with all that being said, you know, Stephen A. showed Eric the Enemy some love for that one. But basically, she was saying it was just like, she liked how he stood up for Shannon Sharpe and all that, but it was just like, it's for a long time, it seemed like he was up there tap dancing for the man. And
because he get paid.
No, and that's what I told her. So my thing over it is just like, why you want him to show up a certain way for you, but you still a 49ers fan. I didn't just watch y'all kicking 2 black quarterbacks back to back. So why you want me to sit here and speak up for y'all, but you every Sunday you still gonna root for a team that sit here and kick the black. You got rid of the black quarterbacks. You don't had no black quarterbacks on your team no more. So you can't sit here and be mad at Stephen A. because he figure out how he want to participate in the game. You want him to participate a certain way, but you ain't willing to participate with your team. If you're not sitting here willing to make sacrifices on your team that you root for,
but she don't make team decisions. She's a fan of the team. She don't make the team. She can't sit and say, "Well, no, don't fire him because he's black, or don't get rid of him because he's black."
But Marcus,
Mike, like, come on, like, let's just take the color out of it. What do it matter whether they black or white?
I wish your kids play sports. You'll worry about it if your kids play sports.
Okay. I play sports.
So what?
Because
guess it matters.
Your favorite player was Dirk Lewinsky. He's not black.
But Marcus, his wife is black. It don't matter.
What do that have to do with it? I'm pretty sure she don't like Beyonce because she's black. She's dating Dirk Lewinsky. Do you think she was at a Beyonce concert?
Yes.
No, she was liking whatever Dirk Lewinsky likes.
Marcus, listen to what I'm telling you. If you don't understand the purpose, the point of sitting here saying I'm a root for black quarterbacks and I want to see more black quarterbacks get an equal, the same way you crucify
but they
Lamar.
Got right, but they getting their money, they getting paid. But what you're saying is,
so can I ask you a question? So just slow down because you just talking too much. Slow down and listen. So do you think if Lamar Jackson would have lost that game to the Bengals, what the conversation would have been? Did Joe Burrow own him, right?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Okay. So go on. Hold up. Listen.
So hold on.
So we gonna keep it on sports. You talk about what the performance, what he done since Lamar won that MVP. What has he done for Baltimore?
No, let's talk about what he did this week.
Let's talk about
Marcus. Can you slow down?
Then we're just not talking about sports. Then what he did this week. He had a better game than Lamar, right?
No, Lamar Jackson
Lamar had a better game than him.
Okay, a way better game.
Cool. That's fine. But if
they both just got paid,
if Lamar don't go to the Super Bowl, who has a better career?
What you mean if he don't?
If they both did,
Joe Burrow don't got a Super Bowl ring neither.
But he went to the Super Bowl
and lost.
Okay, but Lamar hasn't even been to the conference championship.
He'll go this year. Don't worry about it. He'll go this year. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I guarantee you'll be 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl this year again. That's all I'm just sitting here telling you. I'm not sitting here. Guess what I'm not going to do? I'm never going to waver on that opinion. I'm never going to cave in on that opinion, nigga. You sound crazy if you don't sit here and think that I want to sit here. If I'm going to have kids I don't want them to be able to see a black representation. And that's why the Deion Sanders thing is such a big deal. And it's niggas like you is the reason who try to downplay it. You'll be just like the fucking coach in Colorado. Say, well, take your hat off and take your sunglasses off. No, nigga. For what? I'm not sitting here pandering and I'm not about to cave in for you and sit here and make it okay so they can feel safe when I'm talking or when I'm doing whatever I'm doing. No.
But all the black quarterbacks that's won or been, they wasn't black to you. They wasn't Lamar Jackson black.
And guess what? And that's why I guess who I root for the loudest.
But
So this Marcus, guess what? So guess what? Listen to what I'm saying. I don't waver on how I speak. That's my point.
Okay. Well, that makes it right.
That's my point. Yeah, guess what? Make it right. It make it sweet and even better when my man Lamar Jackson stuck that cock all up in Burrowhead. They went upstairs into the Bengals, and guess what? He outplayed Joe Burrow and made him look like caca poo poo. And he won me some money. Thank you, Lamar Jackson, my brother. That's the difference. Because guess what? I know for a fact if Lamar Jackson would have lost, guess what they would have told? Oh, that's why he didn't deserve to get paid. And Joe Burrow better than him. And Joe Burrow owned that. If the Ravens was 0-2 right now, I guarantee you they'll be telling you that Lamar Jackson didn't earn that money. And he didn't deserve that money. Yes or no? Everybody listening know for a fact if Lamar Jackson would have, guess what? If Lamar Jackson was 0-2, and if Justin Herbert was, and Justin Jalen Hurts was 0-2, they would have told you both of them niggas don't deserve the money that they get paid.
I mean, Joe Burrow was 0-2 last year.
Yeah, then Lamar got hurt. If he didn't get hurt, what happened? Don't worry about it.
Hurt, he sat out. We know that.
Well, okay, it don't matter. He wanted to get paid. Young Dolph voice, get paid. Young get paid. Anyway, like I said, y'all niggas can tap dance for that white man all you want. I'm not. It's never gonna happen. Shout outs to Chris Brown. Chris Brown got 15,000 songs in the tuck. He did an interview with Shannon Sharp, and shout out to Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is back out working. That's a lot of songs, Chris Brown. 15,000 songs.
Hold up. So like even with Shannon Sharp, those episodes.
What's old? What you mean?
Those episodes. You didn't hear him like when he was saying, "Oh yeah, you performing at the fight." He was talking about the Devontae fight, or one of them fight. What was the Las Vegas fight?
Who was performing it?
Chris Brown. He was at Chris Brown's house. Those are old. Like I kind of noticed that when he be recording, those are prior. Those interviews up. They not like he just did it this week.
I mean, maybe the Chris Brown joint might be old, but I don't think all of them ain't old.
Shit, the what's name joint was old. They were talking about stuff before like June, like when they was announcing stuff, it was already happened. That's why I say that. That's why I say I think like we not taking into consideration about this whole writer strike and all that. Like it affects a lot of people. Unless you have people that like actually like with him and Ocho Cinco, I think they recording live. You know, they doing that. But I think his stuff is like pre-recorded because you got to think about it, he wasn't in his deal yet with that whole with whatchamacallit. The value, he wasn't in that deal yet. So that's why I say I don't think anything is recorded new for him.
Oh, I don't because what would he need a writer for an interview though? He ain't doing nothing but interviewing somebody.
I'm just saying, all the episodes I've read, they've been pre-recorded.
He ain't put out no new ones. Only new one he put out was Stephen A. That was brand new. They did that in real time.
Yeah, that one, but I think
that's it. He only put out two. It's Chris Brown and Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, since he been back, yes, that's it.
I thought it was somebody else that I heard him interview.
No, it was Stephen A. and Chris Brown.
I don't know. I thought I heard somebody else too before that.
No, that's it. Since he's been back, Stephen A. was his first jump back.
Okay.
Yeah, Stephen A. was his first jump back, and then
why you say that's too many songs?
15,000.
Yeah. But you got to think about for somebody who's a songwriter or in a songstress, nigga.
Marcus, I don't think you know how many 15,000 songs is, dog. That's a lot.
I know how many. I think I got it on my phone. How many pictures you think I got in my phone?
I don't know, but
I got way more than that. That's why I'm saying I can believe you haven't.
Taking pictures and songs is a lot.
If you're creative, I feel like, dog, you got to think about it. He's been doing it since he's been, what, 15, 16?
Oh, so real quick, how many songs you got on your phone? Just off the top of your head, you think you got?
On my phone? Shit, I don't know. Them numbers, I'm pretty sure.
But guess what? So let's just say if you say you got 15,000 songs on your phone, right? You got 15,000 from multiple artists. You don't have 15,000 from one person.
But I'm just saying, but look, okay, he's just the last album. He put 50 something album. 50 songs on.
50 songs and then the full, but he put
that's 80 something songs. I feel like you recording you how many times you sit here record and you don't put out, like you to put out, it's been like what 10 episodes you probably recorded that you didn't put out, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But you talking about having a studio in your house and or me doing a song. I'm an artist. It ain't gonna take me that long. So let me do this song for Nike. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let me do this song for. I feel like that's not a lot.
I hear what you're saying.
Especially today, like the song's only 2 minutes.
I hear what you're saying, and I think you're speaking from a space of not trying to ever make a song before. Though 15,000 songs is a lot of songs, though. Just take my word on it. That's hard, though. That's not easy. That's not nothing to sneeze at, and that's why it made his rounds, and all the blogs was picking it up. 15,000 is a lot of songs, and that's hard, though. That's not easy. Like you just making it like, and Chris Brown ain't just putting out some boo-boo songs. People ain't comparing Chris Brown to Michael Jackson for no reason. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm saying I can see him putting it out. Him doing that work effort.
Okay, just perfect example. Think about how many people, young people, die and they only got maybe two posthumous albums in them. Maybe 2. This nigga will have a whole nother lifetime worth of music to still put out if something happened to him, God forbid.
That's why hey, you gotta respect it. Can't be mad at it.
Ain't nobody mad at it. Nobody's mad, nigga. You're just sneezing at it like 15,000 is easy, dog. It's not 15,000 is almost impossible. It sounds ridiculous. He's still living a life. He still got kids. He ain't just somebody in the house playing pocket pool. Chris Brown still going on tour. Chris Brown got 3 kids now, so he's still going on tour. Got 3 kids, and he told me he still got 15,000 songs in the tuck, dog. That's crazy.
I believe it.
No, that's hard to believe. He will almost have to show me them 15,000 and start playing some of them because that's a lot, dog. 15,000 is definitely ain't nothing to sneeze at all. Why we here? What was this? What just happened over the weekend? Over the weekend, a cyber attack shut down the MGM casinos and resorts across the USA. Over a dozen MGM hotels and casinos had a shutdown because somebody did a cyber hack on the computers, and the systems were shut down on Sunday morning. Oh, that's crazy.
I'll be pissed, especially if you went there.
No, imagine if you went there and you was winning.
Well, I would be.
And then the money get the freezing up, or they say, oh, it was like, or say if you was on a slot machine or something, and you just hit, and then they be like, oh, well, we can't pay you out because it was a hack or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I would be sick. Or if I just placed a bet right there and I gave them my cash.
Okay, let's just keep it relationship wise. You got the perfect situation, and we bought this little vacation, got the little suite or got the little hookup. Ain't shit working in there because they saying like the curtains, all that electronic shit that you bought, that you paid all this money for the damn suite, that shit ain't working. Like you about to sit here and try to show off and flex and all this shit, and you get in that shit.
Oh yeah, you'll be sick. You'll be sick as a dog.
Okay, that's crazy.
As a dog, Kelly Price.
Now I wonder what their asking price was. Did they ever disclose that? Because they paid them.
What you mean, paid the people?
Yeah.
Oh no, they ain't say. I ain't see nothing that said what they paid.
Yeah, no, they paid him. Of course, you gonna have to pay him. No, because how long you think you can stay shut down or even off the grid? Like you can't go no longer than 24 hours.
I mean, I think you looking at it. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like if I'm looking at it as somebody who paid for a hotel room, yeah. But if I'm just gambling, all right, just as long as I can take my money, let me get my money and I can roll. I'm cool with that.
But they couldn't do nothing. Like it was, I'm talking about the elevator. Like it's like I think we kind of forget how much electronic wise
stuff run off of you
because
for sure.
Even it wasn't just the MGM actual hotels, it's the other, like even here I think they had problems because it's the MGM system. Like I don't know about even the betting app. I don't know if they control that too. So you got to think about it. MGM, whatever's affiliated with MGM, I got that online.
Yeah, that would blow me because especially if you talking about if that happened on Sunday morning too, like when everybody betting. Yeah, because MGM do have their own app, or do they do a lot of sponsors? Because Jamie Foxx is one of the people who do commercials for for the sports badge. So yeah, that would blow me. You talking about right on Sunday when everybody trying to make their football. Oh yeah, that would blow me.
You gonna pay that rent? Yeah,
that would blow me. For people, we kind of glance over this so we can kind of talk about 2 situations coming away from the Drake and SZA. Drake and SZA put out a song called "Slam You Out." I'm not gonna hold you. SZA washed Drake up, and Drake went. And don't get it twisted. That second Drake verse.
Oh God, Drake! Like, come on! Like you started off like, I was like, oh, shit.
He got no. Hold on. You thought his first verse was better than the second one?
No, I'm just saying how he came off the intro was like,
oh yeah, he was talking, this nigga he was talking crazy. He was talking super spicy.
Like, oh come on, Drake! Like, damn. Like it was a cool song, but
my thing is, and people was DMing me, and some homegirls mine. They was just like, I was just kind of disappointed because I had expectations, and I said that to me that would be the only. And I think realistically, Drake probably had an album already done, and then he probably in his own head, like when he originally said I'm about to put out an album for all the dogs. I don't necessarily know if he knew how people was gonna geek and people started to.
Why wouldn't they?
Because how did
let's be honest. Like we're not going to act like it's not. At the end of the day, he does do his numbers in the anticipation. I think for every album that he has. It's like
no. So okay, so I think you're missing what I'm saying. I think because this thing, but what's the jump? Honestly, never mind. How he got to put that one out, and it kind of just like it is what I'm just gonna put out a type of product, and then maybe the where he messed up is he mentioned it and he did too much leading up to the project. So now you getting into because how you not finished? You talked about this project almost 2 months ago now. Yeah, then when he had that little book, it was supposed to come out then. That was almost 2 months ago now. So now you didn't pace it. You didn't push this. You on your Chief Keef right now. You didn't push this jump back like 3 or 4, like at least 3 months now. That book came out. That book came out was like before. I want to say that book came out like before, maybe even close to Memorial Day. I think almost now.
But that's what I'm saying. So with this. Even with the C what was the
COB?
COB. It was a rollout. It had, like the build up and its anticipation. And then with the whole him at 21, that had a build up, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole GQ, you know what I'm saying? That when they
all of that was like a week though. He never really don't take longer than a week to do no rollout.
But that's what I'm saying. I think with this one, he might have, like you said, he probably shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, because he mentioned it too early before he was actually ready.
He didn't realize, damn, I'm still doing this tour. So if I'm doing this tour, people will be looking for me to perform.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to step. You know what I'm saying? Like if I put out an album, I don't want to perform. I want to perform the songs, but then I can't perform the songs.
Of course, I already got my playlist, I already got my set, I already got how it's going on, I already got my show basically done out. So I don't want to have to do too much. Mixing and arranging with it. And I do think a lot of people had, because you see Drake featuring SZA, you get false expectations already. You kind of already put what you feel like their album should sound like or what the album going to look like already. And I don't think that's realistically, to me, that's not fair to no artist, because it's just like,
but I think it's
you got to go in there where honest is. Even same thing when
title though. For all my dogs, I feel like you just, oh yeah, this nigga about to be spitting some shit. All his other titles have been more, it's been more Drake.
What you mean though? But I don't like what's the I don't get
Thank
what you
me
saying.
later. Like it was kind of more of it's a Drake,
But so my point is, when any of his album titles actually made sense to the album, if we being honest, even for Her Loss, like, all right, like it wasn't a bunch of singing on there and all of that.
No, but I just when I just think that title, All My Dogs, I feel like it's about to just be a lot of rap. Like we about to get that rapping Drake. That's what you look at it as. Because what was the elevator joint?
Honestly, never mind.
See, like I said, that you don't think, oh, he about to be, you know what I'm saying? You're not paying that.
But you don't know what, but so my point. So even with that one, so he still that's how even it led into the 21 joint. He had that Jimmy Cook song on there. So that's what I'm saying. Just me personally as a Drake fan, even like how we always, when we joke about it, even with the podcast, like, no, the title may be one thing and we be all over the place. I don't feel like after you kind of know somebody where it's like, I know that this person can do all these multiple things, I don't necessarily put him in an expectation to feel like he only going to talk about one thing. Even just like, perfect example, talk about the podcast. Then we go back, we literally were just arguing about some quarterbacks and then we get to talking about Jeannie Ma and Jeezy. Like, I don't feel like you if you listen to this show enough, I don't feel like you're coming in here with an expectation. Like, I know they're going to talk about these topics, but I don't necessarily know all the other things that I may get in the field or how they may spend the conversation or how they may go back to this topic or that. So I don't think that when I'm thinking of Drake, I just listen to him with honest ears because I don't necessarily know what he gonna come with. I do think is he going to rap? Of course, you seen the leak with him, the video when he was shooting the joint with Lil Yachty, so you know he gonna rap. But I didn't have no expectations of him and SZA because what's the SZA him a collaboration with him and SZA that I already had something to build off of. Like it's almost a difference between when you think about the Meg and Cardi, they already had WAP. But what's the big Drake and SZA song that I'm putting this expectations on them already? Like, did you think that they was gonna come in? The song was called Slime You Out, so you thought they was about to be on there super singing? Like they was gonna have this amazing bridge type of hook?
No, I'm not expecting that. No, I'm not.
But then it's like, my thing is like, what would you really expecting?
I don't know. It's just like the way he just started off, and it just.
SZA took niggas to church.
Yeah, she did.
You sit here, but and it was so.
But that's what I'm saying. But even with when you look at SZA, or when you hear her when she had rap features, it's kind of like I'm gonna give you this kind of girly, but I'm still hard type of kind of vibes.
I mean, right? To me, she held it down. I like that, even that bar when she was just sitting here saying like how most dudes, I don't like cuddling and this, that, and the third. And she was like, boy, please. You said tell that lie to social media or whatever you say in these songs, but when you get up in this house, you want to be the little spoon. Like, cut it out. Like, just even those little bars, or just even like, dog, she was throwing crazy. Like, you be talking like you be coming over here and you be slaying, and you not even in my top 3. Cut it out. Like, them lines, like, as a dude, because we got male EOs and we be feeling like you the greatest ever. Though those little conversations.
Oh, uploaded.
Yeah, I ain't even know it did. We was just rapping. But just going, I don't necessarily know going into the I don't know. I didn't have no real expectations for the Drake and SZA song, so I don't necessarily know kind of like really what to expect or what not to expect. So it was like I just went in there with honest ears, like I just want to hear it. And even just for him, I think he just so confident with just like, oh, you put it out at 12 noon. Everybody else dropped their joint. Like, I'm gonna let y'all breathe. I'm gonna let people talk about y'all joint, and then I'm gonna come out the way. And then I even with the Diddy thing, I felt like so many people were just like, oh, I'm on this. Like, you naturally just try to ish on the Drake and SZA joint because you were just so in love. Like, oh, I'm just riding with this Diddy project and this and the third. And I do think realistically, you know what's so funny? What I got to see though with the age group and difference on people is like all the older people was running to the Diddy project. All the younger people I was following was running to Raw Wave. And that's how I kind of got to see like the age group of people that I follow. It was just like all like endless young people, like they was Raw Wave. And don't get it twisted, Raw Wave smoked it. That Boys Don't Cry. Oh man, he smoked that joint. It was Raw Wave got a couple. Don't get me wrong, I'm still not a huge Raw Wave fan because I do feel like a lot of his music still kind of sounds the same. But when he get in his bag, he just get in his bag. I do feel like that's gonna be another big project for him. And of course, he going on tour with Ari Lennox. I feel like we talked about that last week.
I don't think we did. I don't think we was on mic.
When we talked about the Ari jump?
Yeah, I don't think we was on mic.
Oh, I thought we did. But yeah, for people who don't know, Raw Wave is going on tour with Ari Lennox, Tootsie, and G Herbo. And I think it was one other person in there, but
know his name.
Yeah, we didn't know who the other person was. But I do think it's a good look for Ari Lennox because I think realistically it's gonna help her perform in front of a larger audience and a different audience from her normal J. Cole type of audience that she got for herself.
Should they do a song together? Would you do a song? Like if you about to go on tour, would you try to like, well, damn, I do want to at least have one song. So
to me, it would make sense. I would at least want to have one song with the person. I would at least want to have one song with everybody on my tour, to be honest. Maybe not the person.
I don't know about everybody on the tour, but at least the headliner.
No, I'm talking about if I'm Rod Wave. If I would,
if you Rod Wave,
I would want to have songs with all of them. I'm saying if I'm Rod Wave, I would want to have songs with all of them.
I was speaking like Ari Lennox type, but no, but if I was, I get what you're saying. If I was Rod Wave, then so I can bring everybody out.
For sure.
Do this. Yeah, all right, I got you.
Just in other news, because we did talk about that story last week, and we didn't have all the details in the Kevin Porter Jr. No, he's trifling, and I don't like the way Houston. I don't even like how the way the NBA is carrying it, and that's where I get frustrated sometimes. But well, let's just give detail real quick before you ask whatever you ask. So for people who don't know, we did talk about the story a little bit because we thought it was just like your regular little, and not saying little, but it was a assault, like a fight, like a boyfriend and girlfriend, like a little fight. Physical. It was a actual physical altercation, and this young lady was in her sleep, and he fractured like a bone in her a bone. I guess that's a bone in her back or something. So it's like he was really strangling this girl. He really was trying to. Damn near, it seemed like from all the bruises and stuff she had, seemed like he was trying to kill her. And she didn't wake up out of her sleep and run out of the hotel room. Anything could have happened. So and people, and you keep seeing different stories where people are like, well, the Houston Rockets is trying to trade him. They don't want to cut him because they're gonna owe him $16 million. And my biggest beef with that is like, dog, since when did the Houston Rockets care about money? Y'all literally had John.
You still don't want to take that. It's still a business. You don't want to take that.
So why don't you tell me? I don't want to take that hit, but I had John Wall sit on my bench for a whole year, didn't play, and I was paying him $40 million.
But that's what but you got to think about it. It's still a process or even a system. Like you can't just, hey, I just want to cut you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still a whole process to that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what,
because even let's just say, all right, we cut him. Let's say things come out. He's he's not, you know, just like with PJ. What's my man?
PJ Washington.
Not
I
PJ.
mean, not PJ Washington, but
Bagley. I mean, Bridges.
Oh, Miles Bridges. Yeah.
Right. You think I'm not gonna come back and sue you? That's wrongful. You fired me for what? What did I do wrong?
We talking Miles Bridges? What are you talking about?
Miles Bridges got in trouble with the girl, right?
He beat on his wife. What you mean?
But then he free. And then they just signed him back.
Yeah, they signed him back, but he still beat on her. What you talking about?
No, but he didn't get pressed. He didn't get press charges for it
because they married and she dropped the charges.
Oh, she dropped the charges.
Yeah,
so that's
but
what I'm saying.
But he still beat on her.
What I'm saying is, but if it came out like, okay, we cut him, whatever the case may be, but whatever the trial go through, or because she didn't press charges, I think the city pressing charges.
Yeah, because New York City don't play the same thing that happened to Jonathan Majors.
So that's what I'm saying. So let's say, okay, what if it, whatever happened, it don't go through. You fire me for no reason. So I'm gonna get that 16 million and I'm gonna sue you then.
I get what you're saying, but my only thing of it is from the details that they got right now. I'm sure. My only thing is where even for the. And this is where, of course, I'm sure they probably don't. It seems like you don't care about your women fan base who watch the NBA because it's like you care. You put harsher punishments on Ja Morant for just flashing the gun than you on a man who actually put a woman in the hospital.
That's what sports. Period.
Ja Morant is suspended for 40 games, dog.
I mean, that's what sports. Period.
And you telling, but listen to what I'm saying. And you're telling me that the Houston Rockets is dragging their feet on $16 million, and you let John Wall sit on your bench for a whole year. He was getting paid $40 million that year.
But I don't think it was just that contract was still from the Wizards. It wasn't from them. They didn't give him that contract.
Yes, still had to pay it because him and Russ it was a swap because him and Russ made the same amount of money that year.
But it's still the Wizards are still playing. You got that contract on my books.
Okay, I still had to pay Russell Westbrook. It don't matter. Still, they were still that was an even swap contract.
Yeah, but I think just with him, I think they trying to because even with Adam Silver, he spoke on it. He said they not going to do anything because the league is not in office right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the league is not open right now.
The league wasn't open with John Morant either.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. What you mean?
Yeah, it was. That's why he did. That's why he said they was gonna wait till after the finals.
Okay, so the season still was over. You waited until after the finals was over.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to sit here and issue it. They're not going to do anything right now, league-wise, because I feel like they're close. You know what I'm saying? Like the league is not even open right now. When that time the league was open, that was still free agency. That was still stuff going on. Right now, nothing's going on with the NBA. The summer league is over. The
NBA about to be back in less than a month.
Right. That's why they're going to address. They're not going to address it right now.
I hit Marcus. All I'm just saying, you're giving the NBA a lot of excuses.
I listened. I'm saying I listened to them this morning on the radio, and that's what they were saying. Adam Silver made the announcement. It was like they're not going to because people said the same thing. What's the difference between John Morant? But I'm trying to tell you, the league is not in office right now. That's why they haven't did anything.
Okay, well, cool. Well, you got two. Well, you nigga, how long were you? What they got two? They got to be in office before October. The season started the end of October. So when the office gonna open back up in 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, that nigga should be off the team. He should not be an NBA player with them type of charges, dog. That's ridiculous. And I'm gonna tell you why it's ridiculous, because it ain't not one. It's not. Guess what? It's not. If you go to any NBA game, there is not no court seats where a bunch of men are sitting beside each other. It's a man, then a woman. So you can't make it like, oh, it's just nigga. Because even if that man is paying the tickets, guess what he ain't doing? He ain't buying the tickets for him and another dude to go to the game together. So you can't make it like this. Your women audience don't matter. So you can't sit here and just brush over this like, oh, this not no big deal. No, but you made a big deal about Ja Morant with a gun, dog.
Right, he's not that important of a player. I mean, I get it. I hear what you're saying. But how many times have these organizations looked over that shit? What's my man that I think he played with Dallas that he got in trouble for beating his wife, whatever? He's still in the league. So that's what I'm saying. Certain things they do, they turn their heads to certain things.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And if that's what they're giving up, that's trifling. I can't get jiggy with that. That's corny. Like when I heard that you worrying about 16 million,
because look,
I know for a fact John Wall sitting on your bench for nothing.
Remember when we covered that whole Phil Jackson when he said he was hey, look at the NBA since they had the little Black Lives Matter and all that stuff on the court. But what's the difference between the NFL and what they did to Kaepernick? And they still say the same thing. You still support that, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I said different companies and how they run or how they go about.
But just even perfect example. And why I said sometimes you gotta draw the line with that. It was for years, and even when I was talking to my homegirl about the 49ers thing, I didn't watch football until the pandemic. I went from Kaepernick into the pan, and literally what made me start watching football. Even when I first started doing the podcast, and it was me, Jazz, and Kiana. With that very first Super Bowl party, because we started recording in that month, and so it was like a week with our very first episode. Like the next week, it was like a Super Bowl jump. I was like, I don't watch football. I remember that on verbatim on mic. I was like, I don't watch football. I'm not watching that because I was standing with Kaepernick. But now, to me, realistically, it would make no sense because at the time when Kaepernick got suspended, it wasn't as many. It's damn near a black quarterback a starting quarterback, damn near on every team now.
He get mentioned in every team when it's a quarterback that goes down. But they blackballed you, but you still want to play with him. I never understand that either.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And at this point, I can't sit here and say I care about the Kaepernick thing because it's not me. I would do a disservice to all the players where it's like a Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields. I'm not betting with you no more. I'm mad that I even bet the 10 games thing with you. I'm so disappointed right now. And I can't even just blame it all on him, but I still got to hold him to the fire. He 0-2. The same way if I'm going to sit here and talk about Justin Herbert. Who?
They've been stinking it.
The Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because they was in the game who they just played the other night.
Nigga, if you saying Justin Herbert stinking it up, nigga, they stinking.
Well, I mean, that's cool. Like I said, I'm holding them betting wise. I ain't betting with the Bears no more. I ain't betting with the Bears. Shout out to the Seahawks for beating the Detroit Lions. Let me switch gears and get talked about Kai. We talked about HBO canceling. I guess real quick, we can shout Money Man. Shout outs to Money Man. Money Man put out a post saying that one of these businesses who buying catalogs, they wanted to buy his catalog for $40 million, and people got in the comment section and said that's cap. Your catalog not worth $40 million. And people got to remember, because I've seen people saying, well, Future only sold his for $70. You got to remember, Future only sold a portion of his catalog for $70. It was only a time frame.
He's worth $40 million.
He's saying his music was his catalog, and I guess what he was explaining to people is he's an independent artist. I own all my stuff. He got songs in 2K. What's that?
Yeah, but do he have worth $40 million? A song that's worth?
I don't know, because I don't know what the payout is. Like, I don't know what the payout is on streams or whatever the case may be. But do he got songs that went platinum from streaming? Do he got songs on YouTube that got millions of views? Yes, he do. So I don't know. But I don't.
Do he have a hit?
If no,
where it's like, all right, well, I know this song's still gonna get played regardless.
Oh, I wouldn't personally say that. I don't think if you're not a Money Man fan, I couldn't sit here and our definition of what a hit is. Like, if I don't have to be a fan and people would know it, no, he don't have a hit. So no, unless you talk about that song that's on 2K, that 24 song with him and Lil Baby. Oh no, I forgot he got that song on ESPN. That tip-off song on ESPN that ESPN used for the NBA.
Big League? No,
that's Moneybag Yo. But me personally, if you ask me if I was a company, I don't necessarily know. I would give him $40 million for his catalog. I don't think he got a catalog that's worth $40 million, but I can't knock him if he feel like he got one. Me personally, I couldn't see.
You should. I mean, if you selling it, yeah. If somebody gonna pay it, then take it.
Yeah, but he basically said he didn't want to sell his catalog right now. Just in other news that people don't care about. It's alleged rumors that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is dating, and I know that's gonna hurt the black women because that's that white nigga y'all in love with. And that's crazy because he was dating a black woman and they had that little conversation and he was cheap on their dates. Shout out to Travis Kelce.
Nigga, you ain't got paid shit with Travis Swift.
Nathaniel, you can come to the party as you are, my brother. In earlier news this week, Trey Songz, his entourage was allegedly in a shootout. And while we talking about allegedly stuff,
damn, he still out in these streets?
You know what's so crazy? But sometimes, and that's why we were talking about when you don't know people's finances or their money. No, Trey Songz still be outside, and Trey Songz ain't had a song or nothing that nobody cared about in probably at least 5 years now.
He had an album, but I mean,
in 5 years,
Yeah, album. I want to say it was during the pandemic. Yeah, album.
Yeah, well, ain't nobody talk about it. And I ain't seen when the last time you seen a Trey Songz tour or even Trey Songz.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He been in trouble.
So that's my
since
point for
Kansas
him.
City, I think since that whole Kansas City shit with the cop, he ain't been on the good side since. Matter of fact, since Kiki.
Yeah.
That nigga ain't.
I don't know how Trey Songz still moving around. And like I said, allegedly, it was a video shoot that Sexy Red had going on for her Shake Them Dreads video. And it was, I guess, across the street at a gas station. She said it had nothing to do with her video shoot. And people were shooting somebody got killed. So rest in peace to whoever lost their life at that gas station while she was at her video shoot. I think it want to say it was in Florida. What else was going on over the weekend? For the young lady, I don't know if y'all remember, what's her name? Shaniqua Robinson, who it was that video. It was her, I guess, getting in a fight with her alleged friends or so-called friends when they went to Tulum, and they basically came back and told her parents that she was drunk. So I guess it's a show on Tubi or something. I don't know if it's like a fake.
So I think it's like a Law and
Order type of jump, and they use her story as an episode, and her family basically trying to do like a cease and desist on that one or sue them for,
because you ain't getting no money out of it.
Yeah, which is crazy though. It's like, how do you use a story like that one? I guess it's just kind of like,
I mean, it's a story,
but it's still so new though.
It's no, that don't mean nothing. Because remember when they what's the name did the Rihanna and Chris Brown shit? That don't mean nothing whether it's new. I just feel like they probably, because it's them, it's Tubi or whatever the case may be. If it was Law and Order CSI, they wouldn't have said nothing.
Why not? I would want more money.
You would want more money, but then I don't think you can even get in that room to even make that. You know what I'm saying? That argument. I mean, I feel like probably even with the whole Tubi joint, they probably use too much of real likeness.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when you get in trouble.
Trouble with it, okay.
And you don't have the writers or even the kind of, make it look like, all right, this might, because even when they did the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation, you knew about it because you knew the story, but the way they played it out, it wasn't the same as the Chris. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the same. They try to flip the stories around. So
of course,
I feel like probably with that Tubi, because it's Tubi, they probably was pretty much using the actual footage and shit like that.
So okay. I don't know how we even got all the way back here, but when we was originally supposed to be talking about the SZA and Drake situation, I was about to ask you because they, of course, for that cover they used the Halle Berry.
She got slimed.
She got slimed at a Nickelodeon joke, and then she was basically mad because she said Drake asked her could he use the joke, and she said she told Drake no, and he still used it. And then of course some people on social media was kind of like, well, you don't own that picture anyway. I'm sure he paid the right people to be able to use it, but it is a public record picture too. So it's kind of like, are you only mad because it's Drake? Because you couldn't, if you really felt some type of way about it, I'm sure that would have never happened. It's Nickelodeon and you Halle Berry, so that would have that.
I mean, they don't own the rights to it. I mean, probably the photographer or whoever took the picture might have that.
Yeah, she don't own the rights. They say, I don't want to say it's probably somebody with Nickelodeon.
I don't know. I mean, I get it.
What do you get? Do you get
her probably is just like, I don't want to be a part of it. Like,
I don't want to be a part of it because the way y'all using the word slime.
Yeah. I was doing that was Nickelodeon, but you some slamming on you, like, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then how the song opened up, like, nah, like,
yeah, I'm with you. No.
Because that's an album. I mean, that's album art.
Well, he didn't. But the crazy thing is, he didn't use it on like. If you go on Apple Music, that's not the cover. It's for the All My Dogs cover. So it's not like he just literally basically used it for social media. So realistically, what can you do? It's an Instagram post. He just it's almost like a meme.
I mean, I get it. Why she's in her feelings.
No, I'm with you. If you're absolutely right. If she looking at it like the verbiage that you using on the song, how you using the song, or whatever the case may be, I don't want you to use my picture. But he realistically, he didn't. He just used it almost as a flyer for the jump. But if you go on actual streaming platforms where he's making profit off of, that picture's not on there. And then real quick, another reason why I wanted to bring another topic up while we're talking about SZA, though, that picture of that video that's resurfacing of SZA when she was on the Breakfast Club to what she looked like now is ridiculous, dog. That is crazy.
She still look the same though.
No.
I get what you. No. Yes.
You see that picture, dog?
But okay, she was young then. So, but I still feel like she still looked the same though. Face. I mean, her face. Like I said, of course she might have had some work done, but I still think she still got some of the main features.
Marcus, no, dog. What looked the same?
What? Yeah, no, she still looks the same. That mouth and all that. She still, yes, her teeth are sick.
Yeah, her mouth,
she still looks the same. Yes, she looks much better. No, it's just like how you look when you was younger to compared to now. Like she didn't even sound the same in that
No,
business.
she didn't.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, she matured, but it's you still. If you pulled that picture up, I'm pretty sure you can say, well, yeah, that's her. It ain't that much of a difference.
Do she still got the freckles and stuff on her face? It looked like she don't even got the. See, I don't know because she got makeup on in this picture, so it's a hard one. But like all those little moles and stuff, like you don't see none of that stuff no more.
You don't see that shit on fucking Charlamagne face either.
Yeah, and people clown him all the time for it. So that's my point.
But I don't think it's a major like, damn, like she. I don't
think time. She got her 360 may be crazier than Charlamagne. Charlamagne's crazy, but her joint might got him beat. Oh, they running neck and dog. This don't look like the same person, though. That's just crazy how money can literally change the way somebody look.
I'm just looking at that angle, just that angle. How she, if it was a facial front, like the picture of her now, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, oh, all right, I see it.
That don't look crazy, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay, I guess is an NFL player. What is this young man's name? He got allegedly what is this? Xavien Howard, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. He's number 25 for the Miami Dolphins. He was supposed to have 4 women pregnant at the same time. He is living his entire best life in Florida. But though you got to be so careful with those because it's just like we talk about this enough times. Them contracts ain't gonna still be the same in a couple of years, dog. You still have to take care of these kids.
You living like that? I mean, do you really care?
I mean, he obviously do because then one of the girls posted screenshotted the text message that they had going back and forth, and he was begging her to have an abortion, and she just wasn't rocking. And told him, "Stop telling me what to do with my body. You can't, they hit her with the my choice, all that good stuff." Yeah, he was bugging out. Though you can't be that reckless when you talking about you may have 4 women pregnant at the same time. My only thing of it is
you can't be that reckless. You are that reckless. You're an athlete. You have access to money. You're going to sit here just be doing whatever and don't care. But now the consequences come with it. What can you do? I think that's the thing. Like I said, he probably didn't. Now that now it's like, oh shit. All right, here you go. Here go the money. Get rid of it. But when you was in it, you ain't give 2 shits.
Yeah, because when you in it, you feel like, I mean, of course, as any man, I'm not about to talk like I'm holier than now. I get it. When you in it, you don't care. And then if you in it and you financially at the moment where you feel like I can afford it, so it's not that big of a deal. But let's be real. He won this to the NFL. That's not an NBA player. Mm-hmm. That money ain't the same. And you ain't Tyreek Hill, and you ain't Waddle, and you ain't Tua. So that money ain't. There's a difference between we can't make it like NFL players may have more money than the regular person who go to work every day, but we ain't about to make
down Miami spring break. All that shit is going on.
Nigga, that wasn't no spring break cheeks, nigga. That was some grown woman BBL cheeks, and a BBL on a thick jump. Nah, her jump was like
that's even worse.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Me personally, I wouldn't recommend it, and I wouldn't recommend it because that money just, dog, it ain't gonna last forever. You're gonna be like Dwight Howard. You got all these kids, now you're gonna have to keep playing forever. You're gonna keep because you out here chasing money.
He's an athlete. All of them got a lot of kids.
Yeah, that one ain't gonna. I feel like we can get ready to get into the shy. Let that load up.
Bulture podcast. Like, share, and subscribe.
Come on with this.
Katie, run it up.
Call me if you lost. Call me if you lost. If you need a hoe or something, call me with the calls. I don't talk to middleman, call me with the balls. Gotta watch out for the bad, don't gotta watch out for the call. Call me if you lost. Call me if you lost. If you need a hoe or something, call me with the calls. I don't talk to middleman,
Pittsburgh scored 2 defensive touchdown.
What did they?
Yeah, $100, 110.
You said how much? How much?
$1.
He spent $1 and won how much?
100, 110. I think that's what it is. Yeah, 110.
Sweet. Oh, I forgot what we got.
Especially if it's just off of $1. That's a smooth little.
Oh, let me find this Sierra Joe.
Little come up. Well, what's Sierra do?
You didn't see the John with hers?
In our society right now, Black women are making a lot more money for the most part.
All right, you ready?
My last question on this, like, what is co-parenting like for you guys?
I ain't gonna hold you. That laugh, it hurt me for future because it's like, dog, that was that little the Russell Wilson picture with him when he was holding his son hand. That was a hurt picture. But that laugh right there, dog, that may have been the greatest diss song of all times, though. You can't recover off that laugh. And she ain't do nothing but laugh. That laugh, that was secondhand embarrassing for me as a man and for somebody who called myself a Future fan, because it's like, oh no, you ain't showing up as a man, Jack. That one hurt. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I was like, Future, you gotta pack it up, big homie. Like it ain't no more. You say them.
You keep throwing shots.
Yeah. No, my brother. You can say those Russell Wilson disses. They ain't gonna hit no more. That laugh. Silence, like you could hang, like you and Metro Boomin was thinking about putting a project together. You could hold that one, at least hold it for like another month. Let come out maybe December. You and Metro could drop it, but let that you gotta let that laugh die down for a little bit because it's too fresh on people's mind. Like that's a good thing that he ain't a social media everyday type of person. Because Future was on socials every day, boy, they would have been in your comment section dragging it to the. I'm talking about, boy, they would have took you to the pits of hell in them comment sections because that laugh was crazy. Real quick, while we still on relationship situations, before we get into the show and wrap this show up, I wanted Tyler Perry had some comments that was going viral over the weekend, and women was in a frenzy.
In our society right now, Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than Black men. Right? There are a lot of Black men who are successful, but for the most part, Black women are making the money. So if you can find love. If that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth. Right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money. All I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff. You handle the light bill, baby. You can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means, no. I need somebody they need to make 5 times more and I got to have. Well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens.
Again, shout outs to Tyler Perry, and of course, a lot of women was the first thing they was in the comment section is why is always people telling Black women how to settle and they need to settle and this, that, and the third. Again, y'all know my favorite thing to tell y'all is I'm gonna be here 10 years from now. I'm gonna be talking. The audience gonna be bigger. but I'm still gonna be here, and we're gonna bring back some of these conversations. It's not telling you to settle, but it's like, at what age are you gonna be like, oh well, I may have to deal with reality a little bit? And I think that be the question sometimes. It's not about nobody's telling you to settle, it's when do you want to deal with reality?
But it is telling you to settle. Fuck the bullshit. I mean, let's be honest with you. I mean, I get it. Everybody's saying I want the nigga with the money, but then comes the money, comes problems. Comes to cheating, comes to him not being home or whatever the case may be. It's what do you really want? If this man, yes, he might not be making the money, but he do everything else.
Yeah, but I think you're missing what I'm saying. It's not settling because you don't have to settle for that. You can stay single until you wait for whoever your knight in shining armor. You waiting for whatever financial thing. So I think, again, what I'm saying is nobody's telling you to settle. You don't have to settle. You can keep doing whatever you want, but at the same time, it's just, when would you sit here and be like, that's just like if I was a local rapper and I was 36 years old and I never had 100 downloads on a song.
Mm-hmm.
Not one time. I done put out I put out 1,000 songs.
Mm-hmm.
None of them got more than 10 listens.
Mm-hmm.
When do I sit here and say, all right, it's probably time for me to focus on the real world and not trying to be a rapper?
But my only question is, did you try all your options? Did you look at different outlets or different marketing? It might just be your promotion skills. It might not, you're not a good promoter. Yes, you're making good songs, but it's not getting to everybody here. So then maybe you probably need to hire somebody to do your legwork. Like, you want to be.
Well, it may not be no more men in New York, but it may be some men in Arizona.
It can be. That's why I say I hear the conversation, but you telling me, I'm not telling you what to do. You have your own life to choose. But what he's trying to say, well, a lot of black women are making a lot of money. Just because you saying you want a nigga with money, he might not meet your standards. You're just going for him for the money, basically. That's what you're saying.
For a lot of women, that's what they is now.
But then that's you selling, right? You settling for somebody with money. You're not selling for what you really, your heart desire or what you really want. You selling for somebody with money. I could deal with the heartaches and all that.
But I think, okay, but I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out slogans that I see. Most women will be like, I can do bad by myself. Feelings don't pay bills.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And feelings don't pay bills. Love don't pay bills.
But you making the money already. It's not like you struggling. He's saying that you're making more than your partner.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, and I think he's speaking, and I don't think he's speaking on telling people to settle, but I do think he's speaking from somebody who's older, somebody who's in their 50s, and I think it's easy to act like, hey, I'm cool, I can be single by myself when I'm in my 30s or I'm in my 20s, but then I always ask, like, do you plan to get old, and do you ever think about what if you get sick? I think a lot of people, because you may have half decent health right now, because I don't necessarily know if everybody got great health that's listening to me right now. I don't know if you haven't had, especially for a lot of women in your 30s. I'm sure some of y'all done had health scares or the thyroids or some of that. And the crazy thing is, like, I know women who had to deal with the thyroid shit by themselves. You don't got no partner.
Right, but even with you saying the whole, I want a nigga with money, but let's say, all right, you got a nigga with money, right? But you going through those stages. Well, I can't be right there. I'm in whatever doing this deal. I'm settling this, But the nigga who was up under you or at your house with you, who didn't have that money, you put him out.
Mm-hmm.
But he could have been there by your bedside.
Sure. He would have been.
But the person who making the money is out making the money.
Of course. Or we could tie back into your excuse for Iman Shumpert earlier. Because he had to make his own bread, or he making money. He couldn't show up for her at her times of need. That's a man who's an attractive man, who's a millionaire, just like she is. And for those moments where it's like, I guess even tying it back into Nicki and her husband, I'm sure realistically who Nicki is now and maybe what she wants and what she needs, she prefers the nigga who's willing to crash out for her than me having a Meek or a Nas is giving me pushback or giving me some type of lip or something where it's like, this nigga he gonna do whatever I say. He ready to just jump off. I tell him to jump out the window, he gonna just say what window. So I guess it's realistically, I mean, you kind of have to be honest with yourself and look in the mirror and realize, like, I'm maybe 10 years from 50, or I may be 10 years from 40. What's 65 gonna look like? Or what's 55 gonna look like? And what's 55 gonna look like if my blood pressure a little bit high? and I got to start getting on these pills. I don't know. I feel like I don't necessarily know how many people actually be honest with what their future could look like, because you could be financially straight, but what about their health? And it's just like, even when I be in a grocery store and I see like older people in there, like super old and they dolo, it's like, damn, I wonder what their decisions was like when they was younger. Well, I mean, those are conversations that some people may just not be ready to have for themselves right now, or don't care. You just living for the moment. And in the moment, you just want to go on trips. You want to you want to take nice pictures and look by you by yourself. I mean, it's cool. Knock yourself out. I don't think that Tyler Perry was telling people to settle, but I do think he's speaking from somebody who's lived to see 50-some years old. And I think a lot of women in the comment section who felt offended, you're not nowhere near 50. You're in your 30s, you're in your 20s. It's easy to talk that way now.
And probably not happy about the situation that you in now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. But I mean, like we don't have to, I guess, beat the head over with it, because I mean, you're gonna live your life how you want. But I do think sometimes you should listen to things with a open ear and not be so closed off to certain words. But we can get into the shy. Of course, this to me probably realistically was the saddest episode. This is episode 7. Of course, they had Papa's father's funeral. That was emotional on its alone, but I'm not gonna hold you. Keisha and her mother, when they was in the therapy set, boy, that, I ain't gonna hold you. She had me in a chokehold. I felt super sorry for Keisha, because it was just like, and of course, y'all know I listen to the Breakfast Club, so you hear Charlamagne always ask people like, hey, have you ever been to therapy, or this, that, and the third? Like, that's almost one of his go-to questions now. Like, if he talking, especially the younger people or anybody that sound like they may be a little bit too aggressive or whatever the case may be. But even when like actually getting to watch what a therapy session look like live and in person, how they reacting it on the show, I'm like, oh my God, a lot of people may really need therapy, because
it's you might not unlock that cold conversation. Me talking to you, or me even calling you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might bring something out that you might not never express, and which in that situation, both of them express.
No, of course. So, but that begin when I'm saying even just even why I was therapy, because you got to think about it. The therapist threw the option out there, like, hey, you may want to bring your mom in here for a couple of episodes, and then Keisha was kind of shut down to it with like.
So my question is, maybe I'm a little confused. Like, how old are they? Because I feel like, I mean, I know most of the time it's like, when you're a certain age, yes, you want, but that's what I'm like, the older, I didn't think, that was.
What you mean?
Like your parent to come or be there.
No, I think the reason why she says you probably want your mother in there, because it sounds like a lot of Keisha's trauma was because of
her mother,
stuff that she seen or dealt with through her mom. So that's why Keisha older than she was just, she was just in college the year before that.
Okay.
The year last season. So she got to be like, I mean, in her 20s. So it was just crazy that even when her mom was telling her, like, I didn't originally want to have kids, I didn't want to get married, because I did it because that was what my mother wanted to do. That was like the right thing you were supposed to do as a Black woman at that time. It was just like, but perfect example though, when she was saying, I want to travel, I want to do all these things, I never got a chance to live on my own. When she was saying all the stuff, when the mother was telling her all the stuff she didn't get to experience, it was sitting in with Keisha and making her cry, because she didn't get to experience none of that stuff neither. You gotta think about it. This was her last year of high school when she was running track, she got kidnapped. So then after that, she ended up having the baby. So now, okay, however she finished school, and then the next season she had the kid, she going to college, trying to raise it. She got a kid while she's in college now. So she had a roommate. So she never really got to live on her own. She ain't never got to do nothing, because now she got a kid. So all those things her mother was sitting here saying, of course, they had kids on two different circumstances, but all the stuff that her mother didn't get to accomplish, Keisha didn't either. And I think that's some of the reasons why she's overly aggressive with what Emmett got going on, or he not moving however you feel like he should move. But then it's just, again, what she's kind of seeing more of her being her mother playing out, just even when she was explaining to the therapist about how her mother deal with Dre. Where it's like they argue, boom, 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 it's this, that, and the third, or it's just like certain things where it's like, or even how she spent it with that dynamic of the father making all the decisions, why it may trigger her and get her upset, because she seen her dad do it with her mom and she didn't like it. So it was just like all of that in that therapy section. I'm not gonna lie to you, like that, I get it, the whole Papa shit and with his dad, that shit was sad. But to me, the most emotional shit, and I didn't even cuss this whole episode. The most emotional things to me was that moment with Keisha and her mother in that therapy session, because it was deep, and it kind of just showed how all her trauma that she didn't allow to get healed, you're dealing with it and pushing it on Emmett.
Mm-hmm.
And it, even just her going to talk to the Nuck dude was crazy, because then he ended up spilling it like, oh, Keisha ain't tell you. That was crazy how he did. Oh my God, that flip. Did I still got that joint on my phone? Oh my, that was nuts. The way he flipped that on him was crazy. Yeah, I still got it. Do I got it? Yep.
Get off me. I talked to Keisha already. What? Yeah, we had a conversation. She handled it. That's a bitch. Oh, she didn't tell you? No, she didn't. I'm a little Emmett.
And see, the way he flipped that on him, you just been playing a mind game with him. Don't get it twisted. She did handle it. She did talk to him, but she even trying to spin both of them. Like, you playing on the emotions that you know this dude Nuck still got for you. So you trying to use that power, and then you still trying to get you and Emmett some grace, but you trying to use it like.
What's wrong with that?
Man, that's a dirty game, dog. And
It's
even
not, but see, I think, and I had this conversation before because I got the rundown on the whole show. But let's be honest, that's your ego talking for you. Because at the end of the day, if a female can go in there, I might be able to talk us out this situation where we ain't got to even get our hands dirty. I can make this calm. All you thinking about is, nah, she ain't supposed to be doing it. I'm supposed to be doing it because I'm the man.
Mhm.
But she's doing it where you don't even have to put your life in danger. I can say whatever, and flip it that way. That's just what's the difference between you talking to it. Well, Shorty, don't worry about it. I got it. I'm about to talk. I'm about to get this hookup, whatever. On,
Mhm.
You using your likeness to get what we got to. Like, I think that's just the male ego, just like, damn, this bitch went out here and handled this whole fight. I'm supposed to be the man to protect her, but she handled it where you didn't even have to put your life in danger, right?
No, I get that, but then the perfect example though, when he playing chess with Duda's playing in his head where it's like you supposed to use the queen as a pawn, like you supposed to be able to sacrifice people you love. Like, the way he was talking to him, like he almost knew that this girl came and said something to him. When they was playing that chess match, it sounded the way Duda was talking to him.
That's what you gotta respect Duda then. That's why I'm saying when we were talking about earlier about Tommy and Duda, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you have that respect or you just have that upper hand,
Yeah, that level of power.
I know how to control the situation. I know how to talk my way in and out of it. Because just like even with Vic, how he got that upper hand on him, and when what's name said, well, we here for you. The community got you, but he does have that upper hand where you think like I owe him or I can lose because he got me here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like I said with Duda. I feel like he just got that mind control or that threat over the community.
Yeah, it's I just, to me, even when he came into the funeral, it was just like, bro, that's all I kept saying. It's like, dog, none of y'all don't got no type of balls, dog. Y'all just letting it, man. He just doing whatever he want. He is literally running around the town like he really owned the whole city, dog.
Well, what can you do?
And I don't know what you can do because it's just, I guess maybe in my mind, because it's in Chicago, and you think, when I think of Chicago, I just think of drill music. I think of all these, I think of King Von and all. I'm like, bro, these people were smoking people for less. The way this man playing with y'all in y'all face, dog, nah, this is a different part of Chicago because this ain't the rap.
Respect.
People in Chicago, in Chirac, the Chicago that we know from Chief Keef and Lil Durk and them, bro, people get smoked for tweets. He is violating to the 10th power.
But you all know somebody has that upper hand, that respect where I'm untouchable. And that's why you move the way you move.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see how long he untouchable. That was episode 7. There's only 3 more episodes left. Like I said, I do feel like the Shy did an amazing job. And to me, my favorite scene was definitely that the therapy scene. And it was just like, even just the smart guy dude, he crashed out. Like, why would you go grab that was just dumb. She right there. Why would you think that you could pull them guns out and she was gonna be okay with that? Like even when I seen him do, I'm like, why are you doing this, dog?
Is he settling?
What you mean?
Like with him, like he just like he don't have nothing else.
I think he's settled. If you ask me, is he settled in life? Yes.
No.
And is he realistically one of those conversations where people keep going around and saying if you broke and this, that, and the third, you shouldn't be focused.
They call him home.
What is it? A homosexual. But no, what I'm saying is though, even for him though, it's just like he feel like he too good for everything. Like he could go work at Smokies, but he feel like he too good to work at Smokies.
So he's definitely a settler.
Yeah, you not. Yeah, I don't think he's settling with her. I think he's just settling in life in general. Yeah, he's not even trying hard enough. Like he's expecting.
He feel like he
owes something. Like people owe him something. Nobody don't owe you nothing. I don't know what crime you did or why you went to jail, but all these people around you, none of them don't owe you nothing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because it wasn't like he was the one who found Keisha or anything. I was like,
nothing. He did nothing. But like I said, I mean, that to me, episode 7 was a good jump. I don't like the way. I mean, I guess you can't like Pablo Hill and that he young, so you kind of can't tell him. But him, the way he kind of violated that girl, that was straight. That was crazy. Like to even throw that in her face, that was messed up, dog. Like I get it, you hurt and he
in
young.
that situation, you don't know what your emotions is. You don't want to. Sometimes you just don't want to be bothered.
No, for sure, of course. But it's just like then you didn't have to even tell her that because now she never gonna feel comfortable with even being with you for real. And I respect her for even still coming to the funeral. Yeah. But for him to throw that in her face, like I was like, oh come on, dog. But he young, so I will give him a pass on that. He young, and that's his dad, and his dad realistically the only person he really got like that relationship they had. It was different, so I mean I get it. Again, I don't. You got a song of the? I already said all the songs that I just started listening to, so I mean I ain't got nothing else. I do like Sleepy Hollow, a little mixtape or project, whatever he put out. What was all the new songs that I had? Yeah, that was it. Sleepy Hollow. This Oh, my homegirl sent me this YB Tay Fat. Oh, this song called Buckeye. Oh my God. I don't know what these young niggas be saying some crazy stuff in these songs. Like, dog, you gotta relax. Like, oh no, though. He was dragging it too far. But you got anything?
No, I mean that
the Diddy album.
That Diddy joint, especially with that Shorty Josie, man. No, that joint is definitely a solid project R&B wise. And he's not rapping on it. Like, it's not him, you know.
I did hear the song with him, French Montana, 21 Savage. I think French Montana went crazy on it. I really like
21. Like, it's crazy because it's like 21 just rapping is not like, oh my God. Like, he fits those songs. And because he don't rap on the beat, kind of like, it's just kind of slow. Like, it's just a perfect plug-in. Like, it's just like a perfect plug-in. You put him on a joint, no matter what it is. Like, it fits. It fits. Sway Lee, he got another little, you know, like I said, I can listen to the joint from beginning to end. It's a nice project.
I mean, I take your word for it. I haven't seen nobody talk bad about it. So I mean, obviously I feel and
that's like one of them joints like you in the house cooking type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a vibe. Like you ride around. You know, it's not like this a party joint. Like it's an R&B song. It's an R&B CD.
Well, shout outs to Diddy. Again, shout outs to Rod Wave. Rod Wave dropped a new project. Again, Sleepy Hollow got a new project out. Like I told you, I like that Water song. And I just was late to that Victoria Monet on my Mama Jones. So
her project's too.
I appreciate y'all each and every Tuesday. We right back here. Tell a friend to tell another friend. Shout outs to all the people on the YouTube channel. Is steadily growing.
Bulture Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Yo, CEO Mikey, Mr. Crazy Wear.